Hello and welcome to Session 3 of Sentinel Comics Live. I will be your GM, Christopher. I'm also the writer of Sentinel Comics, and also I've got all these fantastic people here with me today. Greetings, everyone. How's everybody doing?
Doing good. That's
Very
a
good.
cool.
Excellent.
It was
It was a cool video.
I'm not over it yet.
Yeah. After this, so it's something to look forward to. After this live stream is done,
Yeah.
we can go watch the video again, but with sound.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear the sound.
Because we didn't get to hear the sound. It was just me going dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, which
It's not accurate.
No,
It's
no,
not.
no.
you don't know. Maybe it's that sound.
Mediocre.
Maybe it's
Did
that
you actually
song.
record that? 'Cause
You
it'd
don't.
be great.
You don't know. Anyway, greetings and welcome. So, we've got some stuff to talk about first. We're going to go over a recap of what happened in times past. We're going to go over how hero points work. That way we have the hero points to start us off. A quick recap from last time. And then we're going to go over how the new cheering and bits system works on Twitch. We'll talk about all three of those things. Also, we have Paul in the chat. We didn't have Paul last time, not last week, but 2 weeks ago. But Paul's back in the chat this time.
I'm here now. I don't know if people can hear me,
but
but
who knows?
if they can, I'm here.
That's great. And if you have questions for Paul, he can answer those questions, and he will be instrumental when it comes to the using the bits system. But we'll get there. We'll get there. So, first, who wants to start us off with a recap of the last 2 sessions? Who remembers what happened? Yeah.
One.
Yeah. No, we got to talk about what happened from the beginning.
Many
The
sessions.
first time I nearly died to a laser dragon.
Right. So there was.
The second time you nearly died due to. I'm just,
Yeah, yeah.
we're not wrong.
So yeah, no, like the laser dragon. I'll pull some art up as we go here.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first session there was a laser dragon. It was friendly.
I went in its
It just
mouth.
wanted hugs. You went in its
I
mouth.
went all the way into its
Yeah, you
mouth.
actually like
It's
got
great.
to see its
mouth
inside.
beyond.
Yeah, that was nice.
Came out
Mouth
of there.
and beyond.
And so you guys fought the laser. Did you just defeat the laser dragon?
No,
No,
absolutely not.
he's
Well-
out there.
We let it go. That's like defeating it.
You know, if you
Yeah,
love
it's
something,
really nice about
you
it.
let
Yeah,
it go.
exactly.
Right. So you love the laser dragon. Good to know. That'll come up.
Then we followed the energy signature that was trapping it to a building in the
building
ruins
has
outside
power.
Mexico City.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
That building.
Full
yeah.
of arcane symbols that were drawn by children or people that didn't know how to draw them very well.
Wow, judgy.
Listen. I've been around some weird magic in my day.
Magical
That's right.
neophyte.
And
That's
we
true.
could, yeah, exactly.
Okay. So who else? What else happened? Is magical building?
I mean, I can discuss some things here.
You wanna
Yeah,
pa- you
yeah,
because-
pass it.
Yeah,
Take it.
I'll take this. So I and the rest of the team.
Yeah.
But me.
Mostly
first.
you.
Yeah, mostly
Mostly
me.
you.
Main character.
Got stuck, in the
Dynamo and his friends.
got stuck in the floor for how long?
We're not there yet. So we went into this building, and it was really run down
Yeah.
and dusty, but there was activity, and we decided that we were going to start going up the various floors, and there were arcane sigils drawn everywhere, and the walls were chanting at us like normal buildings do.
Right.
Pretty standard.
And we got in a fight, and I
With
got
each other?
No, with things.
Oh, okay.
I remember specifically.
Actually, it was a little.
I remember specifically the fight with the opossum.
Oh.
And this is so like
My undead friend.
really gross
Yeah.
magical possum
Delightful.
thing.
Adorable,
And
is what
I
I was
ended
gonna
up
say.
stuck in the floor trying to help the rest of the team.
Okay.
Like doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Stuck in the floor.
But I got stuck on the floor. And we ended up coming out ahead. I think I got some help from the rest of the team getting out of the floor.
You feel like it?
Maybe
You
a
feel like
little bit.
your nemesis, the floor, was defeated that day?
We'll see.
You did
know what?
later
I
get to
think it'll
defeat the
come
floor.
back.
I did. That was later.
That floor was completely destroyed.
Right.
All right, so you got out of the floor, you beat up an opossum. That probably isn't going to come back again. No big
No,
deal.
never.
Then what happened?
We came across these group of magical beings. There was 3 of them.
How'd you get there?
Did we fall through the floor?
But how'd you get to the place where you fell through the floor?
Oh.
Do you not remember this?
I
You should
do.
remember
Oh,
You did
I
it.
know what you did.
Yeah,
Oh, it was me?
it was you.
Do you remember? You used like. Look at your skills.
Did I use my feet?
Are you trying to remember the word teleportation?
No, I'm trying to help a friend and not just say you teleported. You teleported them. I walked.
Oh, we did teleport. Okay.
No, you got teleported to the top
For some
too.
reason,
You
I
walked all
feel
the way up to
like
here
we
floor,
fell
and from
through.
floor 10, Stella Nova teleported everybody up to the top.
Yeah.
And then they realized, oh no, we've gone too far, as magical energy coursed out of the floor beneath you,
Yeah.
stripping you of all your power and flying up into the
I
sky.
forgot
We
about
were
this.
using
Alright.
that power anyway.
No.
Yeah, the top of the
Yeah.
floor. They're top of the floor. Top of the building.
Top of the floor, top of the floor, I tell ya.
Exactly.
So yeah, we came across them and they were kind of conjuring up some type of spell or
Yeah.
some energy.
bombed a rat.
You know, we're talking about the important stuff
Yeah,
here.
the highlight.
Like me getting stuck in the floor.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did you get from the top floor of the building to this room with the magical chanting friends?
How did we get there?
We teleported?
We did not.
This is Craig's vengeance moment.
In a manner of speaking, we did.
Where teleportation is instantaneous movement from one place to another, and you did that with some help from gravity.
Yeah.
And punching.
Yeah.
Are you okay, Maggie?
I'm great.
All right, what happened?
We definitely punched. I
right,
definitely
did
punched
our
through
hero
that floor.
stance.
Jumped way up
Yeah.
high in the sky.
And
Yeah,
then
the
Hero
boom,
land, yeah.
and then shockwaves.
But what were you unaware of?
I'd forgotten about rebar.
Right?
I'd forgotten rebar. was
Rebar
a
wasn't
thing.
from your time era.
Right.
It totally was.
Yeah, and so it didn't end as well as
Everybody else
expected.
fell through nicely. You got messed up on that floor.
Yeah, that was not good for me, but it was good for everybody else because we got where we needed to get.
That's what's important. So there on the top floor, you, as you were saying, you encountered some 3 magical weirdos.
Yeah.
They look kind of like this,
Yeah.
doing a spell.
Look at those weirdos.
Super weird.
All right.
We
And then
chased
the
those
leader had that
amateurs off.
funny, that accent.
Oh God!
Oh,
don't
yeah.
make it happen again.
Yeah, no, don't.
No, I hate it.
Yes.
No.
You cutthroat magicians. Stygian.
We chased those party clowns off, and then
Party?
they had summoned
A little friend.
a friend.
A little friend.
What was this friend?
The friend was this pepper genie.
Oh.
Yeah, the pepper genie.
Genie.
Yeah, which was surprisingly easy to defeat.
Yeah, sure was.
What did you do?
Do you
to him?
remember why?
What
Way
did
less.
you do to him? Starblight?
I don't remember what it is. Oh, I don't know. I disabled
You
him a
told
whole
him
bunch.
about something that he didn't know about.
That's right.
He was
told him
like-
about space.
Right, he was like, I am the master of this realm. You're like, yeah, but have you heard about space?
Other realms. Let me tell you how insignificant you actually are.
And he struggled with that for the rest of the fight. He was like,
Yeah.
I will defeat you, but first I have to think about my place in the cosmos. Gosh. Ooh, that's probably too much. Oh, jeez. He was going to bring out seedlings from inside and fight you, but he's like, all that I can find inside me is the emptiness. It was rough.
Yep.
Yeah, it was real bad. Wrecked him. All right, but that wasn't the main boss of that session,
No,
was
the
it?
opossum came back.
The opossum.
That
Yeah,
was the
The
real
impossible
threat.
definitely came
Because
back.
it played dead the first time you killed it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
smart. You're smart and possum. You did what possums do.
Turns out the real boss was the enemies we made along the way.
All right,
The
very
impossible
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we destroyed the building and it fell down.
So then the building. So I like that you claimed destruction of the building. You did by erasing because you did some magic stuff and erased all of the sigils on the building, which is the only thing that was holding it up.
Right.
Yeah.
The building started collapsing.
I got pretty messed up.
You got knocked out.
Yeah.
You got knocked out. Yeah.
Big time.
By your little friend named Possum.
Yeah. Well, to be fair,
Yeah.
I deserved it.
That's
I was coming on pretty hard, and then Craig had to save me.
Yeah. Craig did a cool thing.
Oh, I thought
I
it was
didn't
Craig.
save you.
Yeah,
No, you did.
I-
You did a super
Dynamo
cool.
did.
Dynamo,
okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
But Dynamo did a
Craig's not
super cool
here.
thing.
Dynamo did a really cool thing.
One of the walls of the building fell off, just exposing the outside air, and the many stories drop.
Yeah.
And what did you do?
I grabbed her
Yeah.
and went off the edge
Yeah.
and slid down the edge.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah. Very cool.
because
20 stories plus
I
down.
had to save you.
Yeah.
You were dangerous.
What did you two do? You two were left on the top. The building's collapsing all around you. But you're like, before we leave, a little bit of
We
sightseeing.
came across this box with an amulet in it.
Right.
An amulet, you say?
An amulet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And
We got that.
Teleported out of there.
but you were concerned about touching the amulet because you're smart people that know that evil magic things maybe
Yeah,
shouldn't
so we
be
kept
touched.
it in the box.
So you kept it in the box. How'd that go? Did that go
It
well?
went mostly well.
Okay.
The box stayed where it was though.
That's
when
true.
We teleported.
When you teleported out, you teleported with a major twist.
Yeah.
And I used that major twist to be like, you completely succeeded with no
Yeah.
problems. Minor, difficult. You didn't take the very mundane box with you. Who cares?
Right.
It's just a box.
Yeah.
So you
So
teleported
that's
out holding the box.
She's holding the
And you
amulet.
landed
Amulet.
holding the amulet. That's
Yeah.
right. And that's where we are now. What do you remember? Well, we'll come back to that in just a second. So this is where you are now. now that we've caught up to now, let's take a quick step back and talk about a little bit of how this system works, both our system and the system on Twitch. So first off, hero points. Any hero bonuses you got from last time, any +1, +2, +3s you have, those go away.
Yeah.
You didn't use them last session, they are just gone.
Yep.
That's mine.
There you go. But how many hero points did you make last session?
3.
You made 3. You didn't
miss
record
one?
one? You
I
did
didn't.
miss one. But no worries, because you all are going to have the exact same number. It is 3. So
Yeah, okay.
you each have 3 hero points. You can use them to purchase bonuses, one-time bonuses for this session. Either you could buy a single +3, or a 2 and a 1, or 3 ones. That's how the number 3 works.
I'm getting a 3.
I understand.
Getting that sweet, sweet 3.
Now,
I did the same thing.
I will note with these bonuses, with
And I
these
did.
points that you pulled for this session, because you should erase those 3 dots that you have there. Yeah, there you go. Your 5 hero points are so you're still eligible to pick up to 5 hero points each session by playing to your principles. The bonuses that you've gained, the 3s or the +1s or +2s or whatever you choose, you must declare them before rolling. You can't be like, all right, I rolled my thing. Oh, that wasn't very good. I'll use the +3 bonus on it. No. You've got to beforehand be like, oh, I'm using this, and I'm using it, and like, give me some story about what is that bonus. It's not just, oh, I'm just slightly better right now. It's like, oh, well, last time I learned this, or I pick up this thing off the ground, or I pull out my anti-magic missiles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Callbacks are always great for those. Okay. Any questions from you folks before we turn to the chat? Okay. So, you people listening, watching in Radioland, because that's how the thing that works. We are this week, as we have mentioned in the past, introducing a new system where you can take part in the action by helping out the stalwart heroes, or me. We'll get to that. You can help me out too, in case the whisper didn't come through on the microphone. There is
need your help.
Yeah, I do. I almost killed Adam twice now, but I haven't ever killed him. So like.
Soon.
Let's push that over the edge. You and me working together, we can make this happen. So the bit system, the cheer system on Twitch. You can type /cheer. We have this cool infographic we'll put up now that shows you how to do it, where you can click on the bits icon to get bits from Twitch, bits on Twitch, Twitch bits, and you can use those bits to cheer. And when you cheer, you just type the word cheer. It's not even /cheer or .cheer. It's just the word cheer. You just type cheer followed by the number that you want to cheer. And here's the deal. There's 4 simple options for you. Cheer 100, cheer 200, cheer 300, cheer 400. That's it. You don't cheer 700. That's irresponsible. Don't cheer 7. That doesn't do anything. Cheer one of those values. 100, 200, 300, 400. When you do, and don't just so now. It's early. You're ahead of the game. When you do, it gives a bonus of your choice. It gives a bonus of the size according to the amount that you've cheered to the player of your choice. And in this case, I am a player, not a player though. So if you cheer 100 and then tell Paul, who is in the chat running our chat, hey, that +1, because if you cheer 100 you get a +1, 200 you get a +2, 300 you get a +3, 400 you get a +4, and if you say, okay, I'm going to cheer 300, and you say, hey Paul, that 300 that I cheered, that's a +3 for Dynamo. Great, the Dynamo's got this +3 and can use that +3, has access to that +3. Now, if you say, I want to cheer 200 for Christopher, then it comes to me, and I can use it for one of my minions. It's going to be great. No. Meg, you have a question?
Can you split your cheers?
What do you mean?
I want to cheer 4, and it's 1 for each hero.
I mean, just cheer 100 4 times.
I'm just asking.
No.
Okay.
When you cheer 400, you get a +4 bonus to one thing.
Okay,
And
all right. Well,
whenever
I'm
you
just-
cheer 400, you give it to me, and then I use my bonuses against these guys. If you want to cheer 100 and give it to them to make them feel good, that's fine. But when you cheer 400, it comes to me. This is what happens, Maggie. If we let people campaign, this is what happens.
Listen, I had just some serious legal troubles for my last campaign.
It's true. But I'm above the law. Boy, that's good. Now there's record of me saying that. Anyway, okay, great. So that's how the cheering system works. Does anybody in the chat have any questions? If you do, Paul can answer them. Paul, is there anything from the chat now? No. Okay, great. And so Paul is going to alert me when the cheers come up. He's not going to, if you do a cheer and you see that I'm not reacting to it right away, it's because Paul is like, he's going to have a hand up or something to let me know
Yeah,
that
like raise my hand like we're good rating.
right?
then I will get called
Like
on
what
by
I
the
just
teacher,
did.
who's Christopher.
It's a good
this time.
example.
Right, yes. And I'll be like, yes, Mr. Bender, you had a question. And then we'll deal with that. So he will let me know when the cheers come up, and we will find out if it's for you guys or if they're more appropriately for me, so that I can crush your souls. And your bodies. Crush it all. Lots of crushing.
My eyes so
I'm
big,
counting
she
on
can't
you
tell.
to save me.
That's true. You have the chance to save Adam from this terrible
Although
destruction.
fun if you
Maggie's
don't.
in way worship time.
Yeah, exactly. We already had this conversation. I'm the worst.
We're all in bad.
So that's a quick question. How's everybody's
Lord.
health doing right now? Some people just slid down the side of a building. Some people just rode on the shoulder of a big metal thing that was sliding down the side of a building. Some people just
A
teleported out
metal
of the.
person. He's a person.
I'm not a metal
not
person.
thing. Well,
He's a metal thing that the person's inside of. And then some people just teleported down with no adverse effects whatsoever. How's everybody's health doing? Just out of curiosity.
I'm at a 1.
You have a 1 health?
I'm at a 1.
One health, good
It's
to know.
really bad.
That sounds great.
I'm at 5 out of my 30.
5 out of 30, okay.
7. I'm sitting
That's amazing!
hale and hearty.
Oh my
at the
goodness.
Top of the
You have
party.
7 times as much health as Violet Heart does.
Yeah, I do.
And Stella Nova, how you doing?
6.
6! Even Stella Nova's down! This is amazing, I'm so happy. Rocks fall. The building behind you crumbles and some ash comes near you and you all die. Because you're on your last
Arcane
legs.
ash, right?
Yeah, it's arcane ash, right. Arcanash. So, all right, no, that's not how it happens. You guys are you're all feeling fine. Ray, do you remember what happened at the very end of the last session where you had just finished teleporting, you have this amulet, and you felt something?
I was, there was something pulling me into outer space. I
Yeah,
believe.
something connected to you.
Connected to me.
Yeah, where you felt in some way that your existence was now being it was tied in some way
Yeah.
to something else. So I'm just checking to make sure that you're aware of that. It's probably not a big deal. I wouldn't worry about it.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, cool. Great. Okay, so you've got this amulet. It looks like this, and it is it's pretty cool. It seems nice. I turn the reins over to you guys. Do what you want in this moment.
So you're still holding it, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm holding it. And I feel that tie coming from outer space.
Yeah.
Are you aware of
I
it? Do you
am
feel
aware
it?
of the magical stuff.
You're aware that the amulet is very magical,
Yeah.
and you're also aware that the magic is cosmic magic. It's not magic from this world. It's magic from beyond the stars. So.
I don't think you should touch it.
Well,
Too late,
Yeah.
Little
right?
too late, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
do you want to stop touching it?
yeah, maybe you should stop touching it.
I'll just let it float.
Just let it float.
let it float.
Just put it in a bubble. Boop. There you go.
Yeah.
Great.
It's floating.
As you let go of the amulet, you feel like you're no longer like tethered into something in space. As you let go of it, you're like, there's nothing that's tying me out there anymore. But you have this like nagging feeling at the back of your head that something out there can see you. But again, not concerning, not at all troubling. Everything's fine. But you no longer feel pulled in the same way.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
You feel better.
What do you guys think?
Magic.
Do we want to follow it? Should I hold it so that we know
Where
we
it's
have
coming
where
from.
it's coming from, and maybe we can follow it?
I'm going to also give you this. And this is similar for you, but I'll do it one at a time.
Right.
So part of the thing that you feel is that there are 2 layers of magic here, and this is something you're also aware of. Everybody except for Dynamo has some feelings about this magic. We'll get to you.
Okay.
But so you feel like there's 2 layers of magic here, and the outer layer of the magic is the overwhelmingly evil thing that you felt last week, where it's like, this is like bad, it's super bad, but there's something underneath it that is not that. That there's a different, like, there's a magical power that's there, and then there's this overlay of evil corruption on top of it.
Is this okay? So is it like one is magic and one is cosmic magic, or
No, they're both cosmic magic.
They're both cosmic
but different
magic,
kinds.
but different kinds.
flavors.
Okay.
Like one of them is like strawberry, and one of them is like raspberry.
so similar?
Yeah.
But different. See, they're similar, but they're like they're.
It
you
would
can
have been
tell.
better if you were like,
One is far tartar.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Okay.
Okay.
And Stella Nova.
Very information.
The magic that is the predominant, like, very aggressive magic of this that you can feel, that was the thing that was pulling you out, that was tied you out to space, the thing that you can still feel is like watching you, is like negative cosmic energy. It's like pure negative cosmic energy. But it is not, you can also tell it's not innate to the amulet. The amulet is not a negative cosmic energy amulet. It is just imbued with negative cosmic energy.
And my blind matrix is telling me it likes this.
It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same, Adam.
Okay, that's
It
what-
thinks that maybe you should take this amulet and drink of its power. Put the amulet on. Wear the amulet. You could be so much more than you are. Adam, I don't
Okay.
have to do any more writing for 3.5 more sessions now. If you just put this amulet on right now, it saves me so much work. Like,
Well, you're telling me this.
Notice what your blight matrix says.
and you're like, Adam.
Yeah, who the hell's Adam? Okay. Well, yeah, so I tell everybody, I'm like, okay, well, something inside me really wants this. So I'm going to suggest keeping it away from me. To the rest of you.
This shirt is pretty.
Honestly,
You feel
if I'm,
Dynamo, you feel no draw whatsoever from the amulet. You're like,
if I'm
that is
going off
amulet.
my gut, I'm going to bet you're the best person to carry it because you got metal insulation.
Yeah,
So you're not actually touching it.
I'm well insulated.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I have lots of things in between
If
me.
I were a gambling man, which
Yeah.
I am.
So what do you guys want to do? Do you want to? What do you want to do with
I
this?
feel that I'm very since I had that sense that it was coming from outer space
Yeah.
and in the cosmos. I'm very concerned because that's where I'm from.
That's where you
Where
live.
I came from.
Right.
So my gut is telling me to follow it and find out what's going on.
Why don't we slow down for a little bit and maybe like
Do some research.
rest and research? Like, we'll take it back to my lab.
That is the
Yeah, because it's kind of like it's a
Yeah.
distinct looking thing.
Love it.
Perhaps there is something.
You'll find it on
to be-
eBay.
Maybe
Yeah,
there's
find it on
more on
eBay. Maybe there's like
Yeah.
some information about it.
Have you tried Wikipedia?
Yeah.
Weird amulet from space.
I was gonna Google image search.
Yeah.
No.
You did like reverse image search. Like surely
Yeah, with the
it's a
times.
pretty distinctive shape.
Pretty distinctive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also like heal up some.
Yeah.
You can take it to a
Like,
pawn
it's
shop and be like,
also,
look,
where did
I give
the-
you $30 for this.
It's pure arcane evil. Like,
50.
where
There's
did
a real enchantment on this.
this is just serious business.
It's a knockoff, I can tell. All my years in the industry.
Where did the three creepy
They
people-
teleported out at the beginning of the Pepper Genie
Yeah.
fight. They
Do we-
fell to the floor and they were gone.
Yeah. Should we be concerned about that?
I mean, probably.
Yes, we should be.
And they probably aren't in the cosmos. I mean,
They're probably
don't know.
somewhere in the cosmos.
Well, you know, I just mean like they're in space.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and figure out where they went by opening myself to cosmic awareness. Now,
Ooh.
I have no real way of knowing where they went or a way of finding out where they went.
Sure.
Deal.
I'm basically just going to open myself as a conduit to space and try and feel them.
Sure. I'm
Nothing-
gonna
Nothing
hijack
could
you
go
right
wrong
there.
with that.
Okay.
Nothing could
You're
go
just
wrong with
like
this.
you don't even need to roll any dice.
Oh, okay. I
I'm-
was going to do my principal,
And
but
oh, that's fair. Then
Yeah.
you know what? That's fine. You all get the hero point.
okay.
You all get the hero point as if you go ahead. Actually, Adam, roll for it. It's
Okay.
gonna be great.
All right.
It's gonna be great.
Well, I'm going to use my intuition.
Sure.
Because that seems natural, and my deep space knowledge. And then I am currently in the red zone.
What?
So that's a D8.
Shocking.
Okay, so my mid is going to be a 7.
Weren't you using a principal?
I was using a principal set, using my max, so that's a 9.
That's great.
Yeah.
You succeed with no twist, and
Yeah.
that's true. You
Yeah.
open yourself up to the cosmos to see, like, your cosmic awareness of where things are,
Yeah.
and your cosmic awareness is like, oh yeah, they're on Earth. Great. You know they're on Earth.
Okay.
In the cosmos, that's true.
Yeah.
However, while you're out there, some stuff happens.
Okay.
So you're opening up your cosmic awareness, and you hear from very, very close by a voice screaming at you, screaming into your head.
Okay.
And this is a very different voice than any that you had before. This is not the normal voice you hear in your head. This is not the normal, oh, I'm a crazy person, I hear voices in my head. No, this is a
Right.
different one.
Okay. Good, we're adding voices.
Right.
That makes me feel confident.
Right, yeah, they're gonna have a lot of, and you
Yeah.
hear a voice that you immediately know, for no reason, is from someone called Sir Nerienda.
Okay.
And she is screaming into your head, and it's not words, it's like, I need help, oh my god, this is bad, I feel awful.
Okay.
Those words are being screamed into your head. From extremely close by. Like, you're like, in the cosmos, where are these things? Oh, they're somewhere on Earth. But meanwhile, right here, there's a thing that's screaming at you.
Okay. I'm gonna try and communicate back. I'm gonna
Sure,
try and project my voice out.
Yeah, there's you feel like you could almost maybe converse with this thing that's there,
Okay.
but something is preventing you, and a deeper part of you feels like the thing that's preventing you sounds delicious.
Okay.
While this is happening, the two of you are both very aware of the fact that the amulet is like thrumming to life and like pulsing, and with magical energies, and there's something going on there with this corruption in the amulet.
Look at
Magic.
Yeah. We'll get you.
real bad.
Someone near us needs help. It might be the amulet.
Do you think?
I'm guessing that it's like something's keeping me from figuring this out, from talking back, but there's a voice that's going on in my head right now. Not the usual one. This is another different voice that I know isn't from my head. It's really complicated. I'll explain later. But I know someone needs help.
Okay.
In
All
my
right.
experience,
Yeah.
amulets are frequently not people.
Most often.
Very
that's-
narrow-minded of you.
Wow.
He's from another
Come
time.
on, it's 2018.
He's from another time.
Do you think that it's possible the amulet may be tricking you
Uh,
to stop us?
I've never been tricked by an amulet before, but there's a lot that's happened today that's new to me.
fair.
So
So
Do you trust it? Do you trust it?
I trust that this voice is in pain.
Oh.
I also trust that you have a voice in your head all the time.
Right? Yeah, but this is not that voice. This is coming from outside of my head and it's
Wait.
going inside.
So Stella Nova,
Very
Can you like reach
comforting.
into his brain and feel?
you feel pretty strongly that
Yeah.
this amulet could be cleansed. That you could do something about the corruption on this amulet. That the two layers that she was feeling, that you could get through this outer layer if you guys like worked together and used your magic to get rid of this corruption. You feel like that you could cleanse this amulet potentially.
Magic girl team up.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We can do that, but don't we want to heal? Do we
Oh.
want to heal before we
guess we
take on
ought
this
to.
challenge?
Yeah. We go have like a nice
This
relaxing
seems really
day by
urgent
the
to
pool.
me. If I'm being honest, it seems like
Seems like
this is something we should take care of right now,
If someone is
right
in,
here.
If someone is in pain and suffering, we should do what we can. But
Alright. I still think
I
you're
don't
crazy.
Uh,
trust you.
Alright,
I don't know how to make you trust me. Sorry.
Well, I guess if this is as long as we don't die,
I'm
we'll
not
probably
lying.
trust you. All right, I'm ready to do this. Let's cleanse this amulet.
How are we gonna get there?
How are we gonna do it?
We came on the ship.
Yeah, we still have the amulet though, right?
You're right. The
So
amulet's hovering right in front of you.
We don't have to get anywhere,
Okay.
right? Because we're just like
Yeah.
messing with it.
Like, there's not like a magical workshop on the plane, I'm assuming.
I mean,
Is there?
yeah, never. Listen, I add all types of weird gizmos and gadgets in here.
I mean, if you wanted to do a thing like that, you could be like, hey, I'm going to invoke that there is a magical workshop. I'm going to use my +2 bonus from my hero points, and that's my magical workshop. That would be an instance of using your hero points, using some contextual information,
Well,
and a
hello.
callback
It's
to a thing that you
almost
had
as
before.
I have a great idea, guys.
Okay. All right.
So I do have this magical workshop. It's right. I know, it's insane. It's towards the back of the plane. It's underneath your lab because I got a little lab for you. I got a little lab for me.
Yeah.
And
sense.
yeah, that's exactly where it belongs. And so I'm going to use my +2 hero point bonus because I have this plane that I have had since the very beginning.
Yep.
Because
First session, at least.
Yep, first session. So we'll take it in there, and I'm gonna say that this room is like it's got a lot of sigils on it and things.
It's magically warded.
Yeah, it's magically warded. So me and Stella will go in there and try and take care of this, but we're gonna leave you non-magic folk
No, I'll just wait here.
Yeah, I think that's
I'll guard the jet.
yeah, guard the jet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that way, if somebody dies, it's not us. It's not all of us. It's just some of us.
Right.
The possum comes running up.
Okay. So we're gonna
I'm
go.
gonna stand outside the door.
Yeah.
No, I'm on the jet, but like
Yeah,
outside the door.
I'm outside the jet.
'Cause
Okay.
It's good. It's important. All right. So
Layers.
what are you two doing? You've got this magical amulet here. You've got your +2 bonus to your magic stuff. Both of you go ahead and create an overcome check for me.
So, this is not from another dimension, correct?
No.
Okay.
No.
I just wanted to see if I could use any of my principles. But I have one that's overcome entities or elements from another dimension, and it is not from another dimension.
I'm going to let you use that one anyway,
Okay.
for reasons that I'll explain as you hopefully succeed on this check.
Okay. Well, it's the
Yeah.
principle of exorcism.
Yep.
Overcome entities or elements from another dimension using your max die, and each of your allies gain a hero point. I think I'm going to use presence and magical lore.
Sure. Makes sense?
Yeah, because like,
Yeah.
although I'd love to use like zesty blood and just be like, let me just drop some blood on it, see what happens. Seems like a bad plan.
Aren't you trying to cleanse a corrupted
Like
amulet?
I said, seems like a bad
Okay,
plan.
so that's what that's the check you're building. Stella Nova, what are you doing to help out in this situation here?
Okay. I think that I am going to use my cosmic energy
Sure.
and my magical lore.
Sure. Do you have a principle here that might apply?
I got principle of the future, knowledge of possible futures, or charging headlong into danger.
The principle of the
think
future one, what is that one? Just overcome, what is that?
Overcome your knowledge of possible futures and use your max die. You and each of your allies gain a hero point.
Overcome using your knowledge of possible futures. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. You're like, hey, you know, like you're the one that saw this. You're like, I see a future in which we cleanse this amulet. That's exactly what you're going for here. So, like,
Yeah,
there
oh my
there
God.
is you
The
know
other
because
one's
there is some reality in which this could happen.
Yeah.
So,
And I felt it, yeah.
Half of us.
So
That's
I'm going
right.
to use my cosmic energy, which is a D10.
Comic energy.
My comic, yeah, comedian. Deep
Waka
space
waka.
knowledge. And I am in the red zone, which is a D10.
all right. You get to use your max die,
6.
which is a +2.
Got 9,
Yeah, so
5,
8.
and 2.
And you get to use a 9. So you both succeed with no twist. Complete success from both of you, which is what was necessary to make this thing happen. You did it, and you both invoked a principle. So everybody gets a hero point for that. 2 hero points, in fact, in total, 1 from each of you. Look at this, doing great. That doesn't affect your health, just your hero points. No, you lose 5 health each. Permanently off the top. Okay, so so you cleanse this amulet, and the amulet goes from looking like this.
There you go.
And as you cleanse it, the energy wraps around it, and it looks like this. And
Oh, it's much better.
and there's 3 glowing sigils on the front of the amulet that light up, and there's like a blast of energy that emanates from the amulet that washes over you two, and even the 2 of you that are outside the room and outside the plane. You feel this force just kind of explode out of this as purple energy flees away from the amulet, and the amulet glows golden there, floating in the magical lab.
Well, that's good. Good job, team.
What do you guys want to do?
This is my moment where I'm like, oh wow, something big happened.
Right.
Like I'm going through the door because
Sure.
that's
Knock, knock,
this is
Do you
kind of,
open the
no,
door,
no, no.
or do you just?
I'm just going through it. Like
Plane.
Yeah, your plane's not in good shape. First, it's got this magical blast of
Again,
energy.
again.
It's like, yeah.
Happens
I'm not
all the time,
like
guys.
just busting it down.
Sure.
I'm gonna open it.
Oh, okay. That was my
Like,
question. I said, are you opening the door, or are you going through it?
Oh yeah,
And
no.
you said, I'm going
like,
through it.
It doesn't say occupied, does it?
It does.
Okay.
It does. I click.
It is occupied.
Federal regulations say only one person can be in a laboratory.
This is
at
not a
time.
laboratory. It's a laboratory.
It's a laboratory.
Same
Easy
rules.
mistake.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, stowage. Okay, so you go through the door. You see the 2 of them standing there. They're a little like magical soot stained from this blast of energy. There's this glowing amulet floating in the center of the room. It's sparkly and beautiful, and it's golden and with blue and red light emanating out of the front.
Dynamo just punches it right in the face.
What do you
It
got?
doesn't have a face. That I can tell.
Uh-huh.
That I can
So,
identify.
what do you? What? So yeah, you're in the room now. Congrats.
So I was looking for something to fight,
Right.
just in case.
You can fight this amulet.
I'm not gonna.
Okay. I mean,
But no, I stop and ask, like, what's going on? Is everything okay?
yeah.
Seems good.
We cleansed the amulet. It no longer has that negative pull on it.
Still
What
pretty
negative
magic, though.
pull?
Now that
We
you
felt
mention it.
this negative energy coming from it, and
About
we dispelled
that.
it.
Yeah, it's still magic though.
Well,
Still-
that's-
still pretty magic.
Mechanical thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to take it back out to Adam and see if he can hear the voice still.
You touch it. You,
I'll
you
touch
touch
it.
it.
I'll touch
You
it.
reach out and grab the amulet.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch it.
As you touch the amulet, your world goes white. All right,
Oh.
so she's dead. Now the three of you. No, I'm kidding. That's not no, your world goes white, and you two see her just like standing stark still, like her eyes are white all the way across, and she's just kind of staring up into nothing. And you feel yourself just sitting in an endless white plain, and a pleasant voice says to you, "Hello, greetings. I am the amulet of the Order of the Knights Cosmic. You are not Sir Narienda. Why are you holding this amulet?"
Well, I was taking it out to my friend to see if he could tell me if he could still hear the voice of. And did he tell us the name? Okay.
I mean, not out loud in the previous scene.
Okay. No. Okay. So I'll just say that like we found this amulet and it was corrupted by some evil magic, and we took away that evilness, and now we are left with you.
Please wait one moment as I recompile data of lost data. You wait for what feels both like days and seconds at the same time. I'm sorry, Sir Narienda is no longer the holder of this amulet. What was your name?
Violet Heart.
Violet Heart, thank you for finding the amulet of the Order of the Knights Cosmic. Please return it to the castle of the Order of the Knights Cosmic
it.
so that a new knight can be
Stupid knights.
a new knight can be created.
Fine. I guess.
Do you agree?
Can I talk to my friends
Fine.
first?
Certainly. And you drop back into yourself. Pause there. Paul, you have a comment from the chat?
Yeah, there's cheer 100 for Christopher.
Oh, good. I'll just hang on to this bonus here. Who's that from?
That is from Speedy O'Rack.
All right, excellent.
Carlo.
Good.
Carl. Yeah.
Carlo.
Yep.
Listen,
We'll
I'll
have
find
words.
Excellent. Just gonna
I'll find
hang
you
on to
on
that
all
over
this.
here. That's gonna be
Fighting.
great. Okay. All right. So, thank you. Thank you very much, Speedy. All right. All right. So you come back into your own. You feel like you've been gone for a long time. The two of you. She did that for like 7 or 8 seconds, long enough to be concerned, but also like right when you're like, should we touch her? And she comes back into herself.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Did you like slump or anything?
You feel like you were just like mid-word. You're just like, oh, everything's fine.
I feel energized. I have
Sure.
health back.
No.
Okay.
Nice try though.
You lose 1 health.
Oh no.
That's all I'm working with. Okay. So when I touched it, a voice said to me that this was the. What was the name of it?
You don't remember?
Oh my God,
You just
no,
happened
I-
to you
Yeah.
1 minute ago.
Yeah, no, I'm real bad at that.
So tell them what you remember.
Okay, so this is the amulet of the black or the
Yeah,
something.
Nope, that's not it. That's not the thing.
I'm sorry. I was thinking about a different game. So-
What about this game though?
I know,
The game you're
I
playing
know.
right
Did you
now,
write
Maggie.
I know. I'll take notes next time, guys.
It's not my job to write down your memory.
Well, you
This is the thing. This is the thing that happened to your character just a minute ago. Just retell it as best you can.
So this amulet used to belong to a Sir something with an N and an A.
Narienda.
Okay.
Are you there?
No, I'm helping
Oh, okay.
out of character.
Okay.
So he's still outside
Yeah.
the.
Oh. Well, I think that I need everyone to be here for me to tell. Like,
Sure. You were just answering the question that Dynamo asked you of, are you okay?
I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good, but I need the rest of our party. We need to be together so that I can explain something that just happened and we can make a choice. Very ominous.
All right.
All right.
I'm here.
Cool. So we need to go get started. We need to go get Starblight,
I'm just waiting
guys.
outside, so I assume
Yeah,
you come
so-
out to me.
So yeah, we'll go out to him.
I'm like trying to spin my sword and get it to stay upright, but it's
I'm sure he's real happy about that too.
It's like, so would you stop? God.
The voice isn't the sword.
no, the voice not okay.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I can go. I can go get you.
Okay.
okay.
So I clump out.
All right.
It's-
So now we're all.
So you're
in
all,
the-
so
yeah,
you're,
yeah,
you're,
let's
you're, all,
just-
you're all on the plane now?
Yeah, we're all on the plane.
Okay,
Oh,
before
yeah.
you begin your
Another cheer?
before you begin your explanation, I have another bonus from the chat.
Yeah, so this is for you
Uh-oh.
from Dave, because you're representing players everywhere for getting NPC names. So you get a +1. It's your 100 for you.
There you go. You have a
And
plus one from Dave.
Studio Rec says, sorry, Craig. As a GM, he says he has to side with the GM.
All right. Okay. Anyway, so
Okay.
she's going to tell.
All right. So when I touched the amulet after we had cleansed it, I heard this very friendly voice telling me that the amulet belonged to a Sir Sardine.
Sir Sardine. That's it.
Seems like.
Narienda.
Oh yeah, that's that.
That's the voice I heard. So the amulet wasn't the voice, but it belonged to the voice.
Yeah, and I said that we had found it and that there had been evilness attached to it, and that like we cleansed it and this is what was happening. And it told me that it was collecting data, recalibrating essentially, and then when it came back, it said that he is no longer with us. That person is gone, and so that the amulet needs to be returned to the Order of the Cosmic Bowling. I don't.
I'm gonna guess that's not it. Just
Who knows the ways of space?
So
never
I
heard.
think that the voice asked if I'm willing to do that, but I don't want to commit to anything while we're not all together and agreeing about it. So what do you guys think? Cosmic bowling? No?
All right. I like tap my head. I'm like, okay, buddy, you know anything about this?
Oh, you're asking
Yeah.
your blight matrix
Yeah, I am.
if it knows anything about.
About Sir Narienda and this amulet.
You don't get any words back. I mean, you it tells you you get the name of the order is the Order of the Knights Cosmic, and you get that the
You're not very good at bowling, right? So
and you get a feeling you get like a positive feeling of like, oh, this thing the dark parts of your psyche are somewhat aware of and afraid of the of the Order of the Knights Cosmic, but there's something deeper that's like, oh no, like defending the Order of the Knights Cosmic and upholding the Order of the Knights Cosmic is galactically worthwhile, is something important and good.
But so what my blight matrix wanted was the dark enchantment on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to drink that up.
All right. Well, I believe you're talking about the Knights Cosmic.
that sounds kind of familiar.
Right. That's just what I got. And I think that this is okay to hold now. Because what the part of me that wanted this was it wanted the bad stuff around it. It wanted to drink that. I don't know. It wants to drink a lot of things. I let it drink
Hey.
sometimes.
I understand. We've all had those issues before. Zesty blood drips somewhere.
Yeah, I could tell.
Okay.
Kindred spirits.
Listen, true weirdos with pointy things. Right. So what do you want to do?
But I think that we should get this back to them.
Let's all hold it at the same time and see what happens. It'll be wild. Come on.
Why not?
Yeah. It'll be fun.
I'll do it.
Just do it.
I'm not taking my gloves off.
That's fine. Are you all reaching
a
out and
jerk.
touching the amulet?
Yeah, let's reach
Yeah,
out
let's
and
just
touch.
do all the
You're all doing
Space
it?
Knights.
You all put
Yeah.
your hands on the amulet?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Here,
okay.
here,
I did
here.
this.
Put
I don't
them
know.
up here so we can do the
Oh,
top down.
okay.
We can get the top. I know it's a big reach, but then Trevor can put the top down camera. Oh, look, the order. It's reaching.
Yeah.
You're touching the amulet. There's an amulet.
Okay.
And as you touch it, all of you feel your world go white,
Yeah.
and you're all now standing in a big white expanse, and you're all there in that big open space, and you all hear a voice that says, "Hello, I am an amulet of the Order of the Knights Cosmic. Are you 3 friends with Violet Heart?"
Aw, he's so sweet.
Yes.
Sure.
Hey,
Our workplace.
sure.
Proximity acquaintances.
We kind of just met. I don't know about
Me and
friends
Stella are
yet,
the only
but-
ones that are
Right.
friends.
Oh, she seems nice enough.
Violet Heart, you said you needed to get your friends. Are you ready to return the amulet to the Order of the Knights Cosmic?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Yes,
Yes.
you're gonna do it.
Thank you. And with that, you all return to your bodies and immediately are torn up into space. So the 4 of you feel the world. So you are traveling through space at the speed of light, but you're very aware of everything that is happening around you. You are in the plane, and then you physically explode upwards out through the top of the plane, destroying the top of the plane in the process.
Got this plane.
You went
more
back into the
jets this
plane
way.
to do this.
Mistake.
And you feel yourself like flying up to the cosmos, and you, even though you're moving at a speed that is faster than you should be able to comprehend what's going on around you, you're aware. You're like, oh, there's planets. Whoop, they're all gone. You're out of the solar system in the blink of an eye, and out you go further and further out into space, and things go by. Who knows? All sorts of space stuff. You're like, oh, this is cool. I'm back here in my space again.
You're reading space noises?
As you are, and you can all like, you can't breathe, but you don't need to right now. You are just traveling through the cosmos. And yes,
You are very uncomfortable.
Or I am, okay, so
and you're in your suit.
super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, being who I am, is my suit able to gather any data?
No, in fact, as you're going along, you are aware of your surroundings and you can see everything around you, but you aren't aware of your suit around you. You don't
Okay.
feel like you're wearing your suit. You feel like you're just like your consciousness and visual cortex like blasting through space.
Okay.
So
Okay.
And so yeah, as your awareness goes flying through space, eventually you see way off in front of you a pinprick of light that you feel like you're being inexorably drawn to. And as you get closer and closer, that light expands to being a small rocky planet with a glint of purple light on it. And as you get closer and closer, that purple light grows and grows and grows until you see before you a giant castle built into the side of this of this rocky planet, that otherwise has nothing else going on. And as you get closer, you hear a warning klaxon in your head. You all 4 hear the same klaxon, and you hear the voice of the amulet say, this is wrong. This is bad. Warning! Castle is not good. Bad. It's bad. Diverting to secondary location. And you were heading right towards the castle, and you kind of like feel yourself abruptly shift to the side in a very jarring sort of way. Each lose 1 health. No, I'm kidding. You don't.
Oh my god. Kill me.
And you, instead of going into this castle, crash into the rocky side of the planet, and everything goes dark. Sometime later, you all 4 wake up in a cavern, in a beautiful cavern, a cave with a lake in it, and water falling down. And you're laying there on your back in a shallow pool of water. The water's like coming up a bit on you, but not enough to go on your face or anything. And you sit up. And as you sit up, you all realize that you are all recovered up to the bottom of the green zone,
Hey.
if that makes sense, the top of the yellow zone. Yeah. Paul, while they're writing their health down and rejoicing about not being in the single digits anymore.
Yeah, Arnon off gave Adam a +2 for his
Oh,
survival.
Hey.
plus
all
2.
right.
+2 to Starblight for his survival.
Nice.
All right.
Thank you, Arnold.
Shwa.
They also say in the chat, "Welcome to the Rock," which is a reference that Maggie now gets.
Now.
I do get that now.
Yeah. At the beginning of June. All right.
Well, is it shallow enough I could stand?
Yeah. You're laying in it.
Yeah.
You were passed out sleeping for some
I
amount of
don't know if I
time.
was floating or if
No,
it was- okay.
your back was against the rocks, and yet it didn't feel uncomfortable. You felt
Okay.
pretty good.
Well,
Real quick, while you were thinking about standing, what was that, Paul? You had something else?
+3 for Craig.
For Dynamo.
For
Okay.
Dynamo. Dynamo gets a +3 because there should be more battle suits with facial hair.
From whom?
Who's that from?
From Tetrahydrocan. Tetrahydrocannabinol.
Tetrahydro.
Let me start it again. It's a chemical name. Tetrahydrocannabinol. Cannabinol.
Cannabinol.
Tetrahydrocannabinol.
Sure.
Oh, it's THC.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
I get it now.
Yeah.
+3.
All right. Delightful. Okay. Cool.
People also wondering if you could smell what the rock is cooking.
Not yet.
Now that you're on.
Just
yet,
wait.
not yet.
We got water here,
Yeah.
and I have a steam-powered suit.
It's inevitable. Craig, when you and we'll come right back to you in a second. When Benjamin Biltmore comes to, you are laying there in the water, and your suit, you're outside your suit. You're just normal guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I see my suit anywhere around me?
Did
at
you look
all?
around for it?
Yeah.
It's right next to you.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Oh no, Dynamo, you shed your exoskeleton. This is so weird.
I start sprouting a new one.
Yeah.
You're all glistening underneath.
I don't like it.
You've got a nice sheen of mucus.
You're
covered in ointment.
I shouldn't have said it.
Ointment's such a great word. Ointment. Ointment.
That's good.
You feel moist because of the
I
ointment.
am incredibly uncomfortable. I'm gonna start like
Yeah.
You
re-donning my suit.
All right. So
Yeah.
Starblight, you were.
I stand up and I kind of stretch.
Yeah.
And like feel like, oh, I used to puke leaving the atmosphere, so that was a hell of a trip. Everybody okay?
I'm fine.
Let's go swimming.
I'm doing just good.
Yeah.
I feel back in my element.
Yeah.
On
Back
Earth,
out in
I kind of
space.
felt more uncomfortable. I feel more.
Did you see that castle that we passed?
Real messed up. Looks
Yeah.
real bad, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the same thing that was on the amulet, though.
You feeling? You feeling anything?
What the rock is cooking?
Am I feeling that energy coming from the?
You feel the voice, the dark voice inside you is somewhat quieted right now. However, it is aware of this this energy, and it's just overhead of you. In fact, the three of you are all able to tell. I'll get to you in a second. The three of you are all able to tell that there's this energy that you recognize from the amulet and from the laser dragon, and it's directly overhead of where you are. You're in a cavern that is underneath this castle. Spoilers.
Okay.
Craig,
Yeah.
Benjamin Biltmore.
Yeah.
You're putting on your suit.
Yeah.
You're getting back into your suit.
Lots of grunting.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah, it's very very casual about it, very smooth. You have a lot of finesse getting into the suit. You don't at all look like a person crawling through ductwork or something even more unseemly. As you get into your suit and you I assume you have a bunch of random switches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
like
And,
Like an old car.
yeah, there's cranks. There's
Yeah.
like leather straps.
right.
And stuff
As you
like
get
that.
in, you've got various sensors built into your suit.
Yeah.
But
And, like,
really
ticker
for
tapes.
a specific sort of specific energy that you particularly care about.
Is there, temporal energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are aware of a lot of it.
Oh.
That there is a maelstrom of temporal energy somewhere overhead, like far overhead, not in the cavern, but like outside the cavern overhead. You're like, for the first time in a while, you're like, oh hey, hi, hello. That's
Yeah.
all of your instruments. There's various arrows inside inside cases that are just spinning wildly. The ticker tape's just coming out like a mile a minute. You're gonna get filled up with the ticker tape in there. You're probably gonna suffocate.
There's internal ticker tape in my suit.
Yeah, that's what you got going on.
Yeah. Oh wow. So, like, can I make any sort of like judgment call about what that means, or just that there's temporal energy going wild?
Probably something temporally messed up
Yeah.
above you.
Yeah.
But you really you're not like, you can make any sort of judgment call that you yourself can come to, but there's no, like from your readings, there's just too much of a mess of energy
Yeah.
going on right now, and you're not particularly close to it. You're just like, over there is a mess, and it is bad.
Yeah.
More specific than that is difficult.
Time is a mock over there. Yeah.
It's exactly one Mach.
Yeah. Just one mock.
Okay.
I mean, Mach 1.
It's Mach 1
time.
time. Yeah, that's Mach 1. Yeah.
Definitely a mock time.
All right.
Yeah. Well, I'm feeling that darkness up above too. Do you guys feel it?
I'm getting some vibes.
Yeah.
So what it seems like is we have some sort of potential like
We're here in this cave.
energy vortex
Yeah.
that we're nearby. If
Yeah.
if if my sensors are going wild and you're sensing some different things as well in the same place, like maybe we have some sort of like centered energy vortex.
So if the amulet knew not to take us to the castle because the castle is messed up.
Speaking of the amulet, are
So
any of you
maybe-
holding the amulet?
I think it's probably on the ground next to us.
Probably when we transport
You realize that
it.
none of you have it anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say we
Yeah,
were
I
all
want-
holding it.
I
Right,
want
you were all
to-
holding the amulet. Did you transport it to space? Where's the amulet now?
I want to
we-
find that amulet
You'll-
because I think it'll know
Yeah.
some stuff.
You look around for the amulet. There is an impressive stone spiral staircase that is at the back of the cavern, and the amulet is sitting on the bottom step of those stairs. No, it is. You can trust me.
Gonna touch it.
You gonna touch it?
I want to touch it.
All right.
Do you guys want to touch it together?
No, I'm good.
I,
I've teleported across time and space enough for one
I'm,
day.
yeah.
So you go into a world of white, and the amulet goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. That you don't seem to like it when I do that." And then all of a sudden you're back into the regular world, but the amulet's still talking in your head. Is this better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like this better.
All right.
Can they hear me talking?
Well, yes, they can hear you talking. They can't hear the amulet talking.
Okay. Can I tell that they like?
But we've all
How aware am I? I'm
we've
sorry.
experienced this.
Right.
Yeah.
So like we're not
Okay.
You're just you. Imagine you got a Bluetooth headset in. Someone's
Okay,
talking
sweet.
at you.
It's so annoying when
Yeah.
people do that, but yeah,
Yeah.
I want to be that guy.
You're that guy.
Okay.
Congrats.
All I've ever wanted.
You can go to Starbucks and stand in the line, and it's great.
Yep. You know how
Sorry,
many times I've
Starbucks.
accidentally said hi to people that are.
I
Anyways.
don't understand this
Anyways.
at all.
Right.
Like that's really obnoxious to me because like Bluetooth headset? What?
So you are talking. So this is a voice talking. Is like, welcome to the castle over the knights of the Order of the Knights Cosmic. Unfortunately, I had to bring you in through the secret back entrance due to the corruption in the castle. Sir Nerienda has not been at this castle in centuries, and it is very concerning to see this level of damage and corruption in the castle.
Can you tell me anything about the damage that's happening?
No, I
Is
don't
it
know
something
anything.
You've never experienced it before.
The only record that I have of it is from the end of Sir Nerienda's life, and I don't know everything that happened there. My records are all corrupted from that point in Sir Nerienda's history. All I know is I was the amulet of the knight of the Order Cosmic, named Sir Nerienda, and she fought bravely, as do all knights of the Order Cosmic. And when she died, or something happened to her, she had to have died or ceased to exist or something for me to no longer be in her possession. So I assume that something terrible happened to her, and now my protocol is to return to the order, the castle, and there is clearly something wrong. And I can tell it's been centuries since I've been here.
What do they use you for?
I am an amulet of the Order
But,
of the
like,
Knights
what do you
Cosmic.
do?
I am an amulet of the Order of the Knights Cosmic.
Okay,
I
all right,
do
well,
amulet
this is getting-
things. I record data for the knights, and I'm used to communicate between members of the Orders
Can
of the Knight
we
Cosmic.
communicate with anybody else?
I have not been able to make connection to any other knights since I was cleansed of the corruption.
All right, I'm letting go of an amulet.
You drop it on the ground.
Little useless, but it's
We
fine.
just
Well,
kinda
I
hang
feel
up
like
on
we're-
it. That's rude.
I feel like we're overdue for a fight. I think we're heading into trouble going up there. So I'm going to take a minute and prepare myself.
Sure.
I'm going to focus my blade and try and become one with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my hone action.
Okay.
And I'm going to use the bonus provided me by Arnoff
Excellent.
to do this. So I boost myself using Starblight, which is D8, and Living Weapon, which is D8, and my status die is D6. I'm creating a persistent bonus.
Sure. And what's your mid?
My mid is 3.
So the plus
so
2 makes it a 5,
plus
which gives
2
you a
makes
plus
it
2
5.
bonus. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
That over here. Thank you, Arnoff. You made that very useful.
And that is persistent.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so you're over there holding your sword and focusing your energy into it.
There's
So
like a
the
slight sheen to my costume now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the three of you are like, well, Starblight's getting ready for battle. Do any of you three want to do anything particular? The amulet did tell you that the stairs that it's at the bottom of are the stairs up into a secret entrance into the castle.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything to let me boost or anything like that. So if anyone else
I mean,
wants to,
you can just take a boost action. You don't have to have a special ability for it. It's one of the basic actions. That said, you don't need to do that. You can
Yeah.
just go up into the stuff. Like, that was the thing
It's good
that...
what I was
It's
gonna
persistent,
say is if
so it
anyone
doesn't go
else
away.
wants to do something like that, let's do it before we go up the stairs.
Well, that was the thing that specifically that Starblight was doing while you were having a lengthy conversation on that with the amulet.
What else is down here? Is it like a cavern system? That
No,
we
it's just a single cave that doesn't seem to have any exit out into the surface world, and then there's the spiral stairs going up.
Let's remember where this cave is, though, because we can come back here if we get really hurt.
Okay. Yeah.
Paul,
Really quick question in the chat.
Oh.
They want to know what the story reason is for why you're better at boosting yourself now.
Why I'm better at
Yeah,
boosting myself?
because you used your bonus and give it.
oh, from Arnold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
On and off, what's the story? Like,
what I'm gonna do is actually focus into my blight matrix, and so the redness on my arm actually goes up around the sword some.
Sure.
And so like I'm allowing it to unify the sword and my arm.
And you feel a little bit
So
like
like
you
those
are...
red veins go up it.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing you did.
Yeah.
In your action of doing that, you felt stronger than usual for some strange reason, and that strength was coming from your proximity to all
To
this
this
negative
energy?
energy that's just
Okay,
above
cool.
you. So you feel like that the blight matrix, as it did so, it
Yeah.
fed on that energy, and you're like, hey, I didn't want any of that. And it's
Yeah.
like, no, I'm taking
It's
some.
like, I got some.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay,
Right.
all right.
So
I'll take it.
Arnanoff in that moment embodied the blight matrix,
Nice.
embodied the negative purple energy. So
Wow.
yeah.
All right.
Gross.
Good job.
Good job, Cody. All right. Okay, so are you ready to go up the stairs? Do you want to do something else? Do you want to, like, you know what? Maybe we'll just live in this cave forever. It's kind of nice. It's pleasant looking. It's a good looking
Like,
cave.
I will happily be the first one up those stairs because
Yeah.
that is definitely my.
Yeah.
If that is where we are going, I will head up those stairs.
I'm
and
gonna
scout
advocate
them.
like diamond formation, and I'll be on the left, floating up behind you because I can float.
Knowing the
Cool. Great.
So this spiral staircase is pretty narrow. It's not like
okay.
a several person abreast
All
sort of
right, then
situation.
I'll go third
Outside
and just
grants.
walk.
yeah, knowing the danger that we've been
peasant.
through,
Yeah.
and we're all in
Be on the
agreement that we
watch.
want to go up the steps to face this danger. Is
Yeah.
there a way that I can create, and me being back in the solar
Right,
system and
yeah.
in my element, I feel really comfortable and I feel this need to protect us now.
Mm-hmm.
So is there any way that I can create some type of protection or a shield?
You could make take a defend action, and you could, if you wanted to create a shield for you or for one of your allies, you could take a defend action and go into the fight with that. However, if you wanted to do one for everybody, if you wanted to create a shield for everyone, it would take a risky action unless you have an ability that lets you shield multiple targets.
You also have a collected trade that you can use once you've done that, and you can make it persistent.
You can't make a defense persistent.
I thought-
No,
oh, you
but
can't.
boosts and boosts and
thought it
penalties
was
can
a
be
bonus.
persistent. But
Okay.
no, a shield is a defense. You can't
Okay.
you can't persistify
But you
a
can give
defense.
yourself a bonus.
Yeah, but
Yeah, okay.
but
Okay, so
you can create a shield for for one person, or you can use a risky action to create a shield for multiple people, but it will come at the cost of a twist.
I think twists are fine. since
They've
we're
certainly
thinking
never
this-
screwed you guys over in the past.
Well,
No.
Well, we haven't had any twists this
Haven't really
game
made it
Yeah,
today.
we-
yeah,
We're
I-
doing really
we're
good.
so-
I have this strong need to.
Sure.
I mean, we're not doing bad, but like,
Sure.
what
All
do
right.
you-
So you're going to take a risky action to defend everyone.
Okay.
All right. So what is
I
that
complain.
action?
Oh no, I like.
I'm going to use my celestial protection.
Your what?
Celestial protection.
Oh, okay. You're using one of your abilities. Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you're not taking a risky action defending everybody. So if you were just doing the basic action defend, is what I was talking about, the risky action.
Okay.
If you want to use your ability, Celestial Protection, that lets you defend using telepathy and defend another target with your min die. You could just take that action. You will defend one target with your mid die and a second target with your min die, and then you'll have created 2 defense. You can just do that action. That's fine.
But that doesn't create the protection for everybody.
No, that would defend one target with your telepathy and another target with your min
Okay,
die.
I want to do it for everybody.
So if you do that, then you're taking a basic action, which means you give me a power quality status.
Okay.
You're not using any of your abilities.
All
And then
right.
that will apply to all targets of the scene because you've used a risky action to amplify that, but at the cost of a minor twist.
Okay, so I'm going to take the risky
Great.
action.
So what's the power that you're using?
I'm going to use my cosmic energy.
Okay, there we go. So you're using energy of the cosmos. Crap. So that's a D10. And what quality are you
My
using?
magical lore, and I'm going to create this orb around everyone.
Sure. Great. And then so your magical lore is a D10, and you're in the green zone, so that is a D6.
All right.
And you take your mid result, which is a 5. So each of you have a defense of 5. So the next time that you would take damage between now and Stella Nova's next turn, if you reduce it by 5.
All right. Nice.
All right. So what do you want to do? You're going up.
Yeah,
You're leading the way.
assuming that we're all ready to do this thing.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
good.
it's the only, as far as I can tell, it's the only way out.
Sure.
And I'm definitely all about getting out.
Yeah.
Well, I can fly up through that hole probably, but
What
Yeah. You said we
but the
burst.
light's coming in at the top.
There's a like a glowing light in the cavern,
Oh,
and
so that
but
actual hole.
there's no physical hole out of
Okay.
this cavern.
Okay.
The only
I could
way out
probably
of this
make
cavern.
a hole, but let's just go up
Yeah.
Yeah,
stairs.
So yeah, I'm gonna go up the staircase then.
All right, great. So you head up the staircase at the back of the cavern, and as you get to the top, the top of the stairs end in a featureless rock wall that just stretches beyond the ends of the doorway at the top of the stairs. But on the wall to the right of you, there is an iron lever built into that wall.
Oh, I'm all about iron levers. I love iron levers.
You pull this
Pull the
iron
lever.
lever. You pull the iron lever, and the door, the section of stone wall, rumbles fairly quietly, actually. Rumbles to the side, and you all look down a hall that stretches out ahead of you in the castle, and it looks something like this. There is this hall here in the castle. Let's talk about all the things that are going on in this hall.
There's a lot going on.
There's
there.
a lot going on here. So this hall stretches out in front of you, and on either side of the wall of the hall, you see these holographic tapestries of various impressive-looking combatants.
Holographic street.
Oh, you beat me to it.
Holograph
You beat me to it. I was
histories.
going to say exactly that.
And the holography there they look cool. They're one of them on the left side there is being assaulted by a tiny creature. These creatures stand, a foot and a half, 2 feet at the most tall, and the hall is full of them. There's one crawling out of a hole in the ground here in front of you.
not cute.
There's a couple that are wrestling. They've been destroying things. There's even one up in the air hanging from
Look at him.
the chandelier there. So yeah, this
Find
is
pets for you wherever we go.
They're so cute.
that's what's going on here in this hall that you see stretching before you. As you take in this hall, and as you think about this hall, and as you appreciate the beautiful artwork of this hall, Paul is going to tell me about another bonus.
So mostly, it's not a specific other bonus. They just
Oh.
want to cheer for the artist. They're actually wondering who the artist is because everyone is also appreciating these arts. It's
These
like,
arts are
holy
amazing,
cow,
and I
they're
don't
really
remember the
good.
name of the artist off the top of
Kevin
my head.
Shaw.
Kevin Shaw?
Yes.
Yeah, Kevin Shaw.
Yeah.
Kevin Shaw is the artist that Adam is currently not allowed to talk to.
His Twitter is @ColorReaper.
Yep.
That's
yeah.
right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely check him out. He's
And
really
it's
great.
the stuff he's done for this is phenomenal. He's also been a delight to work with. He's been like I've been like, here's these weird things, and he comes up with stuff that's even better.
Yeah.
And he's turning stuff
Super,
around
super
fast.
cool
And
artist.
I'm really excited to work with him more in the future. But Adam's not allowed to talk to him until this game is done. So in August,
yeah.
because he knows things about this game that you don't yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so exciting times there. Thank you very much, Kevin, and thank you to the chat for recognizing this artist is amazing. So, okay, great. So there you are. You're in this hall, and there's all these creatures, and they don't seem to have noticed you yet. They're intent on doing whatever they're doing. They're attacking the surroundings that they're in, and fighting each other, and just being kind of generally.
Can I make this invisible?
Can you?
So I'm thinking, well, because like I
make us
use
invisible?
I use glamour, right? Like
Sure.
I've made mention of the fact that I use glamour to make myself appear the way that I look.
Right.
So I'm wondering if I can use glamour to mask us from everyone while we're still trying to figure out what's going on. Which might be like hard.
Yeah, I think it is going to be very difficult.
It's gonna be real difficult.
Yeah.
Worth trying?
Sure.
Didn't seem very convincing. All right. So I'm gonna use.
Do you have any sort of abilities along these lines?
I mean, it's just magic. It's just using the magic that I have.
Okay. All right.
It's not like any of my. No.
Okay.
Oh wait.
You could use your thing to make a.
Oh wait. Can I do a principle of the undead? Like, cause that's an undead.
No.
No. Okay.
No. Undead in general aren't able to make themselves and their friends invisible.
Fine.
Those invisible in there.
Ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you a ghost?
No.
Okay.
Just have a lot of magic.
Okay. So what are you trying to do here? Are you trying to make? You're not trying to make a particular like a boost or a hindrance for them.
No.
Like
it would be
here's how I would do it. You can either do it as an overcome check where you're trying to make yourself invisible, or you can do it as a hinder where you're trying to hinder your opponents. Yes, Paul.
+1 for Maggie Glamour
Boom.
Who gets
from Arn and Off.
All right, there you go.
So when you use it, I want you to say like who it's from and what you're doing story reason wise.
Right.
Because people are into it, right?
Here,
So like people like Adam's
Yep.
explanation.
Thank you.
Okay, so go for it.
All right. I think I'm gonna end up using. I'll just
Yeah?
use art. No, I'm gonna use both of them because
Heck yeah.
I feel like this is gonna be pretty difficult.
Yeah.
So what I think it's gonna be.
Are you
is-
are you doing an overcome or are you doing a hinder? Okay, all right.
I'm good there.
Take your time.
It's gonna be a hinder because really what I'm gonna do is so the way the glamour works. It's an illusion, right? So making you blend in with the shadows more is more beneficial than being like, no, I'm not here. So it's more like blending in with the surroundings behind us
You're doing a
versus like,
camouflage thing.
yeah,
Okay,
basically.
Great. So which of your powers is your glamour power? Because you keep seeing the word glamour.
Well, so that's what I used in my my backstory. That's
Yeah.
the term that I used, but it would be presence, I guess. Would
Okay.
be
One that makes
Makes sense.
yeah. So it would be presence and then magical lore.
Okay.
Presence, magical lore, TH, and then I've got
You have
my
2
pluses.
+1s.
And I'm like pretty well skilled in this because man, that's too much. Never mind. I was gonna hit my. I was gonna maybe use my collected trades. Can I do that too?
You could.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna say. My collected trades is the Vengeful Violet Heart, Volume 1, where
Sure.
I went back to kill the people that killed my father.
All right.
And I used a lot of my magic to do that. I started, I was like a little assassin there for a little while,
Sure.
going back and killing all these bad guys. They were bad, but I was maybe a little bad too.
All right.
So I'm gonna hit that
All right.
for another +1.
Are
Are you gonna die? Are you okay?
Invoking your collected trade doesn't give you a +1.
what does it do? I'm sorry.
When you roll your dice, then you're allowed to maximize the die in that die pool.
Okay, cool.
Which is strictly better than the thing you said.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Alright.
it is. All right.
So what is your mid die here?
My mid die is a 6.
All right. So you pick one of your 6s, and then you maximize the die in that die pool.
You know,
There you go.
Yeah.
but if you're
I mean,
wait.
it doesn't change your
doesn't
effect
change
die.
anything,
It doesn't
yeah.
change your effect die. You pick your effect die. You maximize the die in that die pool.
Yeah.
So you great. So you put a -3 hindrance on them.
Yeah.
Now this is why I was asking you at the beginning, and you told me to hold on, but I needed you to tell me before you did your action what you were doing.
Okay.
If you wanted to do a hindrance or an overcome, because if you want to do a hindrance and you're wanting to hinder all of them, you don't have an ability that lets you hinder multiple targets, right?
No.
So you're taking a risky action then.
Oh, Blood Wave.
Are you in your yellow zone?
No, I'm not. You're right. So no.
So you don't have an ability that lets you hinder multiple targets,
yes,
right?
Yes, I'm doing a risky.
All right. So you're doing this with a minor twist.
Yeah.
Great. So you've hindered them all for a -3. That's great.
Cool.
What is your minor twist?
What is literally and/or figuratively coming back to haunt you?
Oh,
That seems pretty accurate. So I'm gonna let you. Should I let him?
You use some dark magic. What could go wrong?
It's not that dark. I'll let you come up with it. That seems like more fun.
That's a really good idea.
No, you want me to do it? I can think of something. Do you want me to do it?
fine. It's fine.
Listen, do you want to have fun or do you want to?
All right. So there's 3 groups of these monsters.
Stranger danger.
No, you used it.
Okay. It's my note card. Though, so
Yeah, for
other
your
things.
for your defense. Yeah. So Anyway, so you've got these groups. They're all hindered with a -3, so that's delightful. Actually, I'm gonna real quick mark that I have a minus on each of them, so I make sure to enact them. So you've acted in the initiative. You may now pass it to any of them or any of your teammates.
Minor twist?
Oh, right, the minor twist. You said there was something that was coming back to haunt you. I've done that. Don't worry.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, it's great.
All right. What do you guys think? And they're aware. Like, you guys know that I did this. I let you know that, like, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. Whisper, whisper, secret, secret. So, like, if we're gonna do a big action now.
We're trying to sneak by them, though?
Exactly.
Is what you're trying to... Okay.
Yeah. So.
I am not the sneakiest of folks. So maybe, why don't other people, actually, it might
try to
be...
telekinesis you over them.
It might be beneficial, actually, to let me try to take my sneak first. That way, we have a chance to
see if we're
react
going
if I mess it all up.
Sure.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
make you any quieter. I can just make you less visible.
It's like clunk, clunk. What
no,
is that?
taking off the suit
I know,
is
I'm
not
just
going to be
kidding.
helpful
I
in this
know.
situation. Give him
20 minutes later.
right.
After we figured it apart for an
Grunts,
hour.
leather straps. Ticker tape pours out.
You're gonna have to vent that tape at some point.
Yeah.
You have a ticker tape vent on the side. You just open it up like a coal
Luckily,
chute.
It's actually one of his,
flammable, so
yeah, it's actually a defense mechanism. It just like shoots out at other people.
flat.
It's
and
great.
then you light it on fire.
Do you want to do something? You're being passed to here, right?
Oh yeah, I'll pass to you.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
All right. So I guess I'm gonna sing my Victorian era song of sneaking.
Okay.
And try to.
Do you have roller skates hidden in that thing?
Because that's
Yeah, I
sneaky.
think yes. For
Well,
sure.
listen, we have already tried the thing where I lessen my impact on the environment.
Yeah, that was
once.
great.
That didn't work
That
so
was
well.
really good.
Remember I bust through a floor?
Oh,
What do you wanna do?
remember.
All right, I'm going to try to sneak past. I'm gonna
Sure.
go sneak past these things.
Sure.
Here.
Using my... Okay.
Okay.
So, I can figure out the best, lowest impact path to take through here with my lightning calculator as power.
Sure.
Like I know a path that I'm going to take.
That's great. Yeah.
I would say that I don't have any qualities that apply here.
I agree.
I could probably try to BS a close combat thing, but
I want you to real quick take a look at this art of the hall that we're going to put up on the monitor again. So the art of the hallway, there's a lot of room for sneaking around, a lot of space for things to hide behind. No, wait, that's all lies. This
Yeah.
is a terrible place for sneaking.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, a D4 for your quality sounds just fine.
But using my lightning calculator
Sure.
makes sense.
Here's a D4.
Thank you.
Oh, no.
It's gone.
Well,
Forever.
here's another D4.
No, I got it.
I just, I got
Throwing them off the table.
And a D6 for my lightning calculator.
All right, and you're in the green
And
zone?
I'm in the green zone, so I get a D10 for that.
There you go.
All right.
Okay.
Well, it was fun doing the
I'm going to
glamour.
save this bonus.
Sure.
I'm not using this bonus just yet.
Yeah.
Because this is a waste of it.
What's your mid?
Oh,
A 5.
actually, a 5.
Great, you
A waste of
succeed.
it. Make fun of it.
You succeed with a minor twist.
Yeah, I can accept that.
Okay, so you managed to sneak down to the end of the hall that you're in here. Where'd it go? Where'd the hall go? There it is. The hall that you're in there, you sneak down that hall to the end, you get to the end of that hall where it branches off a couple of ways without them noticing.
What's that?
I said you get down to the end of the hall without them noticing.
Okay, that's pretty impressive. And
But there's a minor twist.
there's a minor twist. Have you already taken this minor twist into account?
I haven't yet.
I will-
Like I'm not
No.
denying you your
I
I'm not
won't-
denying you your success. A minor twist will never negate your success. You
Yeah.
did succeed.
I'm
But
willing to let you come up with an environmental
oh sure.
minor twist.
Yeah, okay.
Because there's nothing that I have that is like time traveler lab doesn't really make sense here.
Sure. Okay. Great. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So as you get down to the end of the hall, you get there and you see that there is a hallway that kind of goes off to the right and turns, and there's another hallway that goes off to the left and has a large set of double doors that clearly were very impressive. But one of them is like canted on its hinges, and the other one is destroyed and laying flat on the ground. And so through that hall, you can through that open doorway, you can see a great hall hall just beyond that, with a large oval table in the middle of the hall, and some like windows built into the back of the hall that look out into space. And in that hall, there's another group of these creatures.
Okay. That's fine. That's normal stuff. We're good.
All right. And these are
Successfully sneaked.
in one place. These are with Craig. So you can pass it to whoever you want to.
Do I pass it to them? No. No.
Got to pass it to somebody. I'm gonna start getting an egg timer out for you guys.
All right. Why don't you go for it, Grimdark?
Okay. You're not gonna like what I'm gonna do.
Perfect.
Yeah. My personality is impulsive. So I kind of just go. I didn't come all this way to sneak around.
Oh.
Oh no.
Who wants to fight?
What are you doing?
I'm gonna attack this goblin. I'm
Sure.
gonna charge into them,
All right.
sword a swinging.
Yeah.
So I'll just attack the nearest one.
Okay. This guy here in the front of the art that's like right there in the corner.
Yeah.
Right down there. Oh, hey, I have actually, hold on. Ta-da, where's my arts?
Ta-da.
There we go.
Oh. Hey.
Aw.
Look at these guys.
Don't awe them.
Look at them.
Yeah.
They're there.
Zombie.
And I'm actually, I'm going to make this a risky action to attack two of them because I'm just throwing myself into this.
Sure.
I'm letting off dark energy off of my sword as I go. I'm trying to get two of them at once.
There you go. Definitely can.
Yeah. So
A minor cost. No
I
big
am
deal.
using Starblight to attack.
Sure.
I am using close combat,
Love it.
and my status die is a d6, and I have +2 because I'm battle readied.
Oh.
Oh, so what's your mid?
My mid is a 5.
So you have a 5 against both of these two.
So that's a 7.
Or sorry, you have 7 against both of these
Yeah.
two. They both roll a d8, and they each have a -3 on their action.
Yeah.
Because they can't really see you. You are, even though you're like just busting right out and attacking them, she did put a glamour over you so you
Nice.
blend into your surroundings. So they're aware something's attacking them. You're like, ah! And you right forward, like, oh, something's attacking us.
Right.
But they're not sure what it is. And in fact, they will never know. Even though one of them rolled an 8, that's only a 5. And you slash through both of them. And as you cut through them, they fall apart, they fall to pieces, and the purple energy that is throughout this whole place that was on the amulet, that was in the laser dragon, and that animates them, you can see in their eyes glow purple.
Yeah.
It leaps from their bodies and like sucks into you, and you're like, oh.
Well, yeah,
good.
that's my minor twist for my principle of clockwork. What factor did I just forget?
You forgot that these guys were made out of this energy,
Yeah.
and as you kill them both, you take 3 damage from the first one and 2 damage from the second one.
Okay.
Not in a negative, like, oh, they attacked you and damaged you way, but in a this energy like ravages through your system, and you hear the voice inside your head like laughing and like, yes, I want this, but it also like definitely hurts.
Right.
It hurts you like deep in your soul.
Yeah.
And everyone still has the defense.
Everybody until the start of your turn has that defense.
Yeah. So I swipe through that. The red trail of energy is still in the air, and you see the veiny spikes or thing form into like branchy like spikes off of my arm.
Nice.
And they're also going down into my arm.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay.
Right.
That was your turn. You
I'm
can
gonna-
pass it to.
I'm gonna go to them.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to end with them.
It's time for a minor twist. So you pass it to them. The 6 of them, like, especially with him attacking and like, okay, something's attacking us, but they don't see him. They only see you. They can't see anybody but you. All of your friends are gone, and you are also camouflaged. But they look at like all the 6 remaining all look at you, and they're all like, magic! And they can see the outline of the magic that you are, and they're going to come and get you. And you're being attacked with this many. Now they each have a -3.
Real quick, did
Yeah.
my 5 defense work against one of those?
Yeah, it did. So
Okay.
it just it negated one of those, and so I think the first one was a 3. So
Okay.
just heal up that much. Good point. It is not my job to remember your defenses, but I should have.
Yep.
So good job.
Nope,
All right.
That's on me.
Here we go.
Let's do this.
Let's roll all 3s and lowers. Can they hit you? No. You take a total of 3 damage. They all attack you, And you have 5 defense, so the first one you block away, and you 2 more come through. So you take 2 damage as all these things swarm and attack you. One of them gets rebuffed by the bubble of energy that Stella Nova put on you. The other 2 manage to get you a little bit, but you're feeling pretty good about just being attacked by 6 opponents and only.
Somebody's gonna get glitter bombed.
Oh, okay, that's
If
fair.
it's yellow now, it's gonna happen.
Awesome, excellent.
Oh, defense.
They pass it to these 3, and the 3 of them are like,
Yep.
ah!
I'm so excited.
And you hear one of them. So just like some of these were yelling magic as they attacked you. There's these 3 that are down here, and you sneak to the end of the hall. You sneak, clump, clump, clump. You get to the end of the hall, and you look down one hallway. Cool. You look in the other hallway, and there's 3 of these things here. They look at you, and one of them goes, "A knight!" And they come charging in.
That's all right. They're little. I
All
can
right,
take it.
you get attacked for a 6, but you have the defensive 5 bubble still, so you only take 1 from that.
Yeah. It's just regular physical damage.
It's just, yeah.
I take nothing.
Right. So another one comes in and is slashing and clawing, trying to grab at parts of your suits, trying to tear your suit apart, and it does 6 damage.
I also take nothing.
Nothing.
5 defense, right?
No.
Oh,
That went away on the first attack.
Okay.
It's gone. Now you're taking 6 more.
Okay. So I only take 4.
You're in the green zone?
Yep.
Oh, right, because the other one was.
I have
So you
my-
take 4 from that one.
Yep. And I have a reaction.
Okay.
I can deal damage to a nearby target equal to the amount reduced by my kinetic dampener, so it's 1. I can redirect that damage
To the one that hasn't attacked yet?
Yeah.
Okay, you do it to the one that hasn't attacked yet. It rolls its defense. It succeeds on its defense,
course,
and it
it's
attacks you with its with the D6 instead of
Okay.
attacking with the D8. So it did some good.
Uh-huh.
And it does 4 damage to you.
Okay.
And so I believe you only take
So
2 of that.
2. Yep.
Great, there you go. All right,
Cool. I'm yellow now.
There's no scene tracker. Should there be?
No,
Okay.
there doesn't need to be one for this one. There isn't like a catastrophic, if you guys don't beat these guys in a certain amount of time, terrible things happen.
Environment.
If,
That's what we should-
yeah, I mean, there can be a scene tracker, but in this scene, like, no, you like,
We're just
you
fighting goblins in the hallway. Grimlords.
Grimloids.
Grimlords. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right. So, anyway, so with that all done, they pass it to Stella Nova because that's the one person who hasn't acted yet in the scene.
Okay, cool. So I'm still he's down the hall.
They're both right next to you.
Yeah.
He's a little bit ahead of you because he's charged
probably
forward of
saw me dash forward.
it. Yeah, you can all see each other just fine.
Okay. I want to try. I don't think it's possible. I want to try to take out all of them. By
Okay.
using-
How are you going to do that?
By overcoming a situation where you charge headlong into danger.
So this is what we're talking about. Overcomes aren't attacking opponents.
Okay.
Attack and overcome are completely different. Attacking is attacking targets. Overcome is solving a situation, solving a challenge of some sort that isn't fighting.
Okay.
So trying to take out all of them, those words are, I'm trying to attack a bunch of things. That's different.
Okay.
Yeah, the ones you want, it'll say the type of action like at the beginning of your.
Yeah, I know it. Okay. I'll use my lunar beam to hit one of the Grimloids.
Sure.
I'll use since I'm back in my element again.
Yeah.
I'll use my cosmic energy while I'm gathering different components from the planets and pulling in some energy from the stars, and I'll use that with my magical lore and try to twist bend their minds.
The magic that's inside them. That's
Yeah.
fair. Now, your lunar beam says attack using lunar orb,
Yeah.
which means that the power you use is lunar orb. You don't use the
Yeah.
power of cosmic energy, because you said cosmic energy.
Oh.
So you got to use.
I'm
just-
assuming my beam is made up of cosmic
it is, but
energy.
just like whenever you use one of your abilities, it specifically designates a power or quality that you must use as part of that action.
Okay.
So you're using
I'm
your
using
lunar
my
orb
lunar beam.
and your
Yeah.
your magical lore. Great. So
Okay.
grab the 2d10s, and I believe you're in the green zone still.
Yes.
All right. So you grab a d6 for that. All right, and the lunar orb ignores the penalties and attacks the mid. So your mid is a 4, so you're attacking a 4 against one of these things. It rolls its defense, and it successfully defends, but that means that you have damaged it, and it is down from a D8 to a D6.
Cool.
All right. And so now everyone in the scene has acted, so you can pass it to whoever you want to in the scene, including them if you want, but I don't necessarily recommend it.
Up to the top.
Yeah. You ready, girl?
I want a glitter bomb.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna use glitter bomb. Destroy a D6 or D8 minion. Roll that minion's die as an attack against another target.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go for. I guess those ones.
One of the D8s?
Yeah, I want to attack a D8.
Great. So
for
you
sure.
you explode one.
Yeah.
So one of the Grimloids explodes into and there's like a cascade of purple energy, and as it does so, the energy turns into like this glitter that hits a nearby target. So you get to roll the thing here. And it makes an attack of 2 against one of the nearby targets. Was it attacking one of the other D8s or the D6?
Let's do one of the other D8s.
All right. And it rolls its defense and manages to succeed, but you destroy one outright, and that hits another one and reduces it down to a D6.
Okay.
All
I
right.
do have a kind of a question, and
Sure.
I guess maybe it'll just come up later.
Yeah.
Is it only when he destroys them that the energy goes back to him, or is it when any of them are destroyed?
Only the one that is any of these other ones, the one that you just destroyed, none of that energy seemed to go back into Starblight.
Okay. Yeah.
That
Okay. So.
What's up?
So +1 to Ray.
Stella Nova.
Everyone really likes Ray's descriptions of what her character is doing.
Yeah.
And so they're like, someone should give Ray a boost so that she can describe more things. So Dave gave the boost.
Okay, great.
But like, there's a collective group of people. Take Walker was like someone is like, I don't have any bits. Someone who's Ray.
Me neither, Take Walker. All right, so.
Oh, I have to pass. Sorry.
You
that
sure
was
do.
me. Let's go with you.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm going to dash up to the next one and grab its face
Grab its face.
Grab its Yeah.
face.
You have its face
yeah.
now.
and
You
pull
wanna bring
energy
it
out
to-
of it.
Oh, you're actively pulling energy out of it.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
actively.
Like you do.
Yeah. So I'm going to hinder using Starblight and also recover. No, that's the wrong one.
Okay. Which ability are you
I'm
using?
using Miasmation.
Okay.
I just read the wrong one. So yeah, I'm boosting myself with Infernal, and I use my max die, and I
you're
hinder
hindering that
an
target.
opponent. Yeah.
Yep,
So
cool.
I'm just drawing out of the essence of one of these things into myself. So my Infernal is D8. My close combat is D10, and my status die is D6. I'm in yellow. So my max die is a 9,
All right. So you have a +3 from that.
and my min die is a 6.
All right. And so that is a -2. And did you attack one of the? Did you just one of the uninjured ones, or one that was injured by the glitter bomb or the lunar beam?
One of the uninjured ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's got a -2 to its next action. All right. Excellent. And what do you want to do? You want to pass it to?
Let's go back to you.
All right, Stella Nova.
Okay.
Do it.
I am going to use my orb again. This time, I am going to use my powers from the moon
Okay. Sure.
and all the elements gathered from that, and let out this surge of moonlight that will cut through one of the Grimloids and hurt it.
All right. I love it. I love it. And the moon power. So Dave's giving you this moon power.
Yes.
So you get that +1. That's the extra bonus for the Dave, because Dave is the moon,
Dave is
as
the
we
moon.
know.
He
That's
is the
canonically.
Dave says it's Team Stella Nova. It's not just Dave. It's like
Team
Stella Nova fan club.
Okay. The Stella Nova fan club is the moon.
You should get shirts.
They're the moon. All
That'd be
right.
nice.
Okay, so roll your dice rolls. You have 2d10 from your lunar orb, and I assume you're going with the magical lore there? Is it- or are you doing
my
something else?
D10.
All right, and then you're in the green zone still?
Yep.
So d6. And you take your mid result, and you add the +1 from the Stella Nova fan club. There you go. 6 is your mid result, because you have a 3, a 6, and a 10. So 6 is your mid result, +1, and you're attacking one of the uninjured ones or one of the injured ones.
Uninjured.
All right, so it's got to roll. It's got to roll a 7 or an 8, and it doesn't. You just slice it in half. Bzow! A beam of energy destroyed. Excellent. Who do you want to pass it to? I believe that.
Greg's the only one that hasn't gone.
I'm the only one who hasn't gone
Yes.
yet. And then there are the
No, all those jerks, but they don't matter.
Do you want to go before or?
It's
They'll go twice.
Yeah, they can go twice in a row if
they
go
won't
last.
necessarily, but they could.
Right. Although you can't. At this point, because there's 3 groups of them, it's going to be difficult for you to stop them from going twice.
So, I'm gonna tell you probably what I'm gonna do on my turn is boost myself. So it doesn't honestly matter if they go first, because it's not gonna make a huge difference to what I do on my turn anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so they can go.
All right. So the ones that are nearby you, there's you lasered this one, Stella Nova, and then you lasered this one, and so there's one that's lasered and it attacks you and deals 3 damage to you, and then there's the other one that has not been lasered and it also attacks you for 7 damage. So you take a total of 10. Yeah.
So does my defense work against that?
No, the defense is gone. That lasted until the start of your turn, and you have had 2 starts of turns since you made that defensive action.
Okay,
The defense
okay.
does not last forever. Then there's the 2 Gremlins that are left. One of them was hindered by you. You're grabbing its face. After you let go of its face, it like slashes at you with its claws, and it attacks you for 4, but only 2 gets through because you hindered it, so you take 2 damage. The remaining one was the one that was the representation to the glitter bomb, and it attacks you for 4. Now, after they go, they pass it to Craig. So this is all happening in this hall. Down at the end of the hall, the action turns to Craig. What's going on down at the end of the hall?
So these are all little things.
They're very little.
They're little, and
And as you know, anything that's littler than you is weaker and less important than you
exactly.
are. Of course. Right.
My character thinks that as well.
Right, yeah. No, I mean, I'm not saying that anybody in this room thinks that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I laugh.
Right.
And when I begin to laugh,
Yeah.
the same anti-magic energy that I learned in the last session
Hey there.
begins. You can see it like coruscating over my suit.
Sure.
And so now there's this like red-black energy that's coursing around the metallic parts of my suit.
Very cool. So you're invoking your
I'm-
+3 bonus from the last?
I'm using my +3 bonus here.
Okay. using
that-
the +3 from the
Tetrahedric
Twitch.
Panel
Okay,
gave
very
me.
cool.
And I'm using my modular design since I'm now in yellow.
Right.
And so I'm going to boost myself using my power suit.
Yep.
Which is a D10. And that's technology. And I'm currently in yellow, so it's a D8. I'm going to use my min plus mid die, and this bonus is persistent and exclusive.
Yep.
All right, my min is a 7, and my mid is a 9.
Okay. So use your min plus your mid, so you get used as 16.
Plus another 3.
Sure. So it's a 19.
So 19.
There's a +4 persistent exclusive bonus.
Yes.
Yeah.
With my, I'm going to call it my anti-magic field.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I was giving it a different name, but yours is
Oh, what
better.
were you gonna give
It's
it?
too late now. It's
Okay.
gone. It's lost.
There you go.
That's pretty solid.
This is gone now.
Yeah. All right. That was a good usage. You
That
just
was-
upgraded from a +3 bonus one time to a +4 bonus permanent.
Yep.
That's probably, and permanent means the rest of the scene, but that's
Yeah,
probably pretty.
sure.
That's probably worthwhile.
Yeah, I feel like it was worthwhile.
All right. So after that, you pass it to these 3 little fellows here because they're the only ones that haven't gone yet.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they're going to chew on you, or rather, one of them attacks you, and another one attacks you for a 1 and a 6. The one does nothing, but the 6 puts 4 through, I believe.
Nope, because I'm in yellow, I actually reduce it by 4.
A total of 4. Very nice. So you, sure enough,
I take 2.
So you take 2, and then the last one runs back off into the Great Hall. So
I'm sure that's fine.
This one here,
Just scared.
we're just going to put a little arrow to be like, he ran off. Don't worry about him. I'm sure he's fine. And after that, we're curious to see where the action is. So I'm going to pass it back to Violet Heart to start off the scene. Violet Heart, what do you want to do with the rest of your probably short life?
First of all, I'm fine. How many are left? 1, 2.
There's 4 around you. 2 are injured, 2 are not, and then there's 3 at the end of the hall. Or rather, there's 2 at the end of the hall. You thought there was 3, but I guess there's not. Curious. Whatever.
Whatever. I think I'll Rage Ribbon.
Sure.
So Rage Ribbons allow me to attack up to 3 targets using telekinesis, applying your min die against each. So my little ribbons that are coming down out of my hair, they reach out and grab a hold of 3 of the minions. So yeah.
There's 2 injured, 2 uninjured. So what do you want?
Let's
Pick your
take
poison.
the 2 injured and 1 uninjured.
Love it. Got it. Raid your ribbons away.
Okay, so hang on. That's telekinesis, which is a D6, and then magic, which is a D10.
And you're in the yellow zone, I believe?
Yeah, so I'm in a
D8.
Yeah.
All right. And you got a...
My min is a 2.
Your min's a 2, so you got a 2 coming against all 3 of these. Do any of them roll a 1?
Please.
No, no, no. So
Dang
2 of them that are D6s are now D4s. And we'll get to see their special ability. And then one of them's a D8 is now a D6. Who do you want to pass it to?
Yeah, Starblight. Let's do this.
All right.
What do you got, Starblight?
that.
You got
So-
1 uninjured, 1 slightly injured, and 2 very injured.
Yeah.
And then 2 at the end of the hall that look great.
So I want to still be holding onto this one's head.
You still have it.
Yeah.
You're still at full health.
And I want to crush his head.
Okay.
And you extend my sword with the other hand.
Sure.
And fire blight energy towards the other 3. I'm using Blightstorm to do that.
That sounds like, yeah.
I have it says I can attack using Starblight. Use my mid die to attack 1 extra target for each bonus I have. I have
Right.
this one. I have this one, and I have my 1.
The +3 there. And what is
that.
that one from there? That's something from last session, presumably?
Right.
Something that you learned in the Magic Tower?
Yeah. So
Something you took, maybe an item from the Magic Tower?
in doing this, like I realized that I have kind of a magical residue from being that close to all this,
And then
and
explosion?
I'm like, I don't want this on me.
Get it off you.
Yeah,
Right.
Get it off of me. Get onto that thing.
Right.
And so I'm going to channel that magic residue to cleanse myself and throw it onto there.
I love it. That sounds great.
From
You've got
last
3
time.
bonuses. So
So
you're
one's a
attacking using
+2.
Starblight.
Yeah.
So you have a DH. So go ahead and build your die pool.
Yes, attacking the Starblight, which is a D8.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use Living Weapon is probably
That
most
makes
accurate.
reasonable. And you're in the yellow zone, I believe?
And I am in the yellow zone.
All right.
Yep.
So,
one of these has a +2, and 2 of them have a +3.
yep.
So we have my mid die is a 4.
And you're attacking the one that's at full.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to? So it's a 4 for all 3 of these. So essentially, you have a 6, a 7, and a 7.
Yes.
Where do you want to send what? You've got the one that's at full health that's right in front of you, and then you've got one that's a little injured, and 2 that are very injured.
I have 4, 6, 7, 7. I have 4 attacks because it's one.
Oh, you're
one
attacking with
extra
your
target.
mid, and you get 1 extra bonus for each
Right.
one. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So which one?
I send a 4 to a 4, obviously.
Okay, so your primary attack,
Yeah.
you're saying is against the 4.
Yeah.
So I thought you were crushing the guy's head. Your primary attack
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes.
is like I'm just. So your
No,
primary
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your primary attack's against this guy,
I'm
and then
with
you're
you.
pulling
Right.
the energy out of this guy
Yeah.
to throw it into these other 3.
Yeah.
He survives it, but you do suck energy out of him.
Yeah. Okay.
And
I try
then
to
use
crush
that
his head.
energy.
I'm like, I'm not strong enough to crush it.
And you're going to use this energy against these 3, I assume.
Give you a massage. Yeah.
So what are the 2 lowest numbers you have?
Is a 6 and then 2 7s.
All right, so a 6 and a 7, the 4s cannot survive.
Right.
And the other 7 is against the 6, and
Yep.
it rolls a 6, but still cannot survive it. So you just you
Yeah.
steal a little bit of energy,
I massage this one's skull up. I'm like,
and it's like,
Yeah,
oh, that's
there
kind of
you go.
nice.
Right. yeah.
But
Just
you
want to
manage.
make sure that not
But you
human.
destroy 3 other gremloids using that energy. Excellent. All right. Who do you want to pass it to? You've got 1 gremloid still in your grasp. There's 2 at the end of the hall, 1 somewhere. You've got 1 friend and 2 friends in 2
Yeah.
different places.
Can you finish it off? Go ahead.
He's over here.
Oh
with
yeah, you're
the-
down with those.
Yeah.
So
Have her finish this off.
yeah, finish it off.
So
This
it's
is D6.
just a D6.
Just a D6.
Okay, so I'm in the yellow zone now. I want to try and use my impose inertia, so hinder using telekinesis and apply that to multiple targets, but I can hit this one and the one that's down the hall, right?
No, you can. This one's very close to you. So if you're going to do multiple targets, you can do this one that's very close to you, or you can do the 2 that are down the hall. But they're not all close enough to each
Okay.
other that you could do all 3 of them. So yeah, you can do multiple targets. So yeah, the groups, the clusters of them are the ones near you, or the 3 that are over there, even though one of them is running away.
Okay. I still want to try and use
Sure.
it just because.
So you're going to do the close one or the farther?
close one.
Okay.
So I'm going to use my telekinesis
Sure.
and can we put the picture?
Yeah, of the little monsters.
Because I want to use the paintings. Well,
Oh, you know what,
room. Sorry.
Oh.
I want
Okay,
to use
hold
the
on.
paintings that are on the
Are
wall.
you gonna like smack him in the face?
I do. That is exactly what
Go
I
back.
want to do.
Right in the face. I love it.
Go back. There we go.
There we go.
I want to use my telekinesis to take one of the paintings on the wall and
All right, so the thing that, as you reach out with the painting for the painting, you realize it is a hologram and there's nothing there. It's just invisible space. It's just light.
Take the
But
couch
there
from
is a
the
big
table or whatever.
metal box on the ground that you can see. Like one of these guys is attacking it. Look at him. There's these metal boxes on the ground
Okay, we
that are
can use
projecting.
that one.
So you can grab that metal box
you
and
can use
slam.
the metal box
yeah.
and slam it into one of the
Yeah.
slam it into that one and using my magical lore to do that.
Awesome, great. So telekinesis, magical lore, and your status die.
D8, a D10, and I am D8.
And your mid result is a 4. So you've got a 4 against this guy here. It's a -2 to the next thing he does. So that magical box slams down around him, and the hologram, as you slam the box into the hologram, pops back up into life and like projects this hologram around him. And he's like, I'm in a painting! Ah!
Nice.
Yeah, he seems pretty freaked out about it. All right, who do you want to pass it to? You can pass it to these chumps, or you can pass it to your friend down the hall.
So, I know this is going to this would potentially give them the chance to go twice. However, I really kind of want to keep that one from getting away. And
The one that's already
The
gone?
one that's running. It's not gone,
They
it's
haven't gotten
going.
this
Okay.
yet. Yeah, it's booking it. You can
Yeah.
still see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd like to have the opportunity to try to stop that, because
Sure.
surely no good can come from that.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, cool.
You're right, don't call her Shirley.
All right, so we're just gonna ignore that.
Yep.
So what I would like to do is I kind of shake my arm, and that some of that anti-magic energy kind of coils down into like a rope.
A whip?
Yeah. And I want to try to whip that down the hallway
Yeah.
and snag that one that's running away.
Sure. Is this for Craig?
This is 4.
Okay, then we'll hold on to it. Yeah. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Yeah. So I want to try to, whatever it is, I'm assuming that would be a hinder.
I mean, if you want to make it an attack, you can make it an attack. If you want to make it a hinder, you can make it a hinder. Describe what you're trying to do to me. Are you trying to hinder this thing, or are you trying to end it before it can get away from
No,
you?
I'm trying to grab onto
Okay.
it and keep it from running away.
Okay.
I don't want to give it a negative to like any attack that it makes. I want to keep it from moving.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that would be a hinder.
Sure.
But,
Yeah, make it a hinder.
okay. So I'm going to use. I mean, this is definitely into my power suit because this energy is coming directly from my suit.
Sure thing.
So there's that, and not close combat, but still technology because I'm using my anti-magic field energy to do this.
Love it.
And a D8 from my status.
Okay.
And this is just a basic
Great.
hinder.
And your mid result is a 3.
7.
There you go. 7 versus the guy that's running away. If he rolls an 8, he's free. Rolls a 3. So he's got he's hindered at -2. And that will come into play whenever he gets to take his action.
Okay.
Who do you want to pass it to?
There's only them left.
There's only them left.
Right.
I want to see what these guys do.
Sure.
So pass it to them.
All right, the one that is trying to run away is going to roll against this hindrance to see if he can get out of
Yeah.
it. He's going to essentially boost himself. And he boosts himself with a 6, which gives him a +2. So he manages to, he spins his entire turn like, and he gets the magic off himself. As he reaches his hands around this anti-magic thing, he reaches his hands around it, and he like grabs it and squeezes it like it's a tentacle that he's almost trying to like wring the life out of.
Yeah.
And you feel this like backlash of magic come up your arm, and the entire tendril from your arm down to him just like implodes.
Okay.
And he's like, and he gets free, but he's just laying there.
Gotcha.
Great. Where my Grimlords at? Where are my Grimlords at? Come back, Grimlords. There we go. Whoop. Put them up. There we go. Awesome. And so then the other two are going to once again attack you. Let's see if they can cut through your impressive -4 armor. No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Now the chat wants to give something to Stella Nova apparently.
+1 from hashtag Team Stella Nova.
All right.
Team Stella Nova, yes.
Also, there's like appreciation for Trevor's camera angles.
Oh, good.
Whatever Trevor's doing back there. Camera
I like that you have
angles.
a fan club.
Oh,
If they're into
that's
that.
so nice.
We should all make up hashtag Team Stella Nova shirts. We have those.
I still have this +1 from Speedy Olrak. Speedy Olrak, I haven't used it yet. Thank you for reminding me. That's really good. I still have this. I'm not going to use it on this Grimloid here because this Grimloid has a -2 to the next thing it does. So it's just going to attack at Starblight because Starblight's still holding it by the face. It's like, ah! And it's just going to scratch at you.
Head massage.
It
What do
rolls
you
a
want from
3,
me?
so 1 damage gets through on your Starblight. But that's it. Really hoping I can do the... All right, that's great. And that is their action. That's the end of the round, so they are going to then take more turns. Now this one's free, and it's going to slash at you some more for 2 more damage to you there. The 2 that are around you, Craig, are going to see if they can possibly get past your impressive armor.
Let's do it.
Try to crush something.
8, so you take 4 damage.
Ooh, all right.
6, so you take 2 more after that.
All right.
They learned how your armor works, and they're starting to peel parts of your armor back.
I am in the red zone now.
Well,
That's okay.
I can't take damage.
That's
I'm
okay.
Craig. You want to
Hey,
bet?
listen, now I'm going to be reducing it by 6.
And then this guy here that was running away, after you did the magical thing, it slapped its hands around that thing and wrung the life out of it and pulled all that energy. And you felt the energy go back to you. You're looking at it, and it's still got like energy crackling around its hands.
Sure.
It jumps up, looks over its shoulders to where it was running away before, and looks back. And its eyes, instead of this purple energy that it's full of, instead are now crackling with this red and black anti-magic energy.
Okay.
And it runs down the hall into the middle of the hall, in between you and 3 of you, and takes its hands of energy and slams it into itself right onto its microphone, and explodes.
Oh,
Speedy Olrak gives it a +1.
okay.
Thanks, Speedy Olrak.
Oh, God.
It does not exist anymore, but it rolls its attack against all 4 of you.
Okay.
And it rolls a 7, plus
God.
1 is 8. You each take 8 damage.
What kind of damage is this?
This is magical energy damage.
Okay.
This is magical damage.
So I reduce none of this.
Yeah,
is
so
what you're saying.
Yep.
Well,
That-
I'm in the red.
Good job, Speedy Olrak.
Continue.
You and me. We'll get these guys. Adam, how you doing? Have I gotten you yet?
No, I mean, I'm low.
I am at 3.
All right,
not
now
that
we're talking.
low. Yeah.
But anyway, so now there's only 2 left with you there. There's 2 left with you, Craig, and there's 1, and they've all gone. That was the beginning of the round. So
Speedy Ulrich is excited for the GMs to win.
yeah, right. Yeah. The GM wins and the players have a good time, and it seems like they're having a good time when they almost die but then don't. We'll see how that goes. I mean, you can't win them all. With that, we're gonna pass it to Stella Nova. Stella Nova, you just watched this like magical wreckage sweep through this hall. What do you want to do? Team Stella Nova.
So, I'm gonna use my, let's see, align the stars. Boost using deep space knowledge. The bonus must be against the target next turn, or else it is waste.
So you're selecting a target, you're boosting that target using your D6 knowledge, and you use your max and min die all combined. But, so you're boosting somebody, either yourself or somebody else, and what you're saying is the bonus that you're making has to be used against the target, either on your next turn or before your next turn, or else it's wasted. So you're either boosting yourself or somebody else and saying, hey, look, use this boost to take out one of these
Okay.
targets.
No, I want to attack. Okay. I'm going to use my lunar orb, my
All right.
lunar beam,
Yep.
and I am, let's see, I am going to, this time, use my,
You're in red zone?
yeah,
This is an attack also that gets you a bonus first with the lunar orb.
oh, my
The
ecliptic.
ecliptic catastrophe, yeah.
Yep, that's a big attack.
Okay.
And you get a persistent bonus off of that too. That's really good. I would do that.
Okay.
You have a similar thing to what I have in
My ecliptic catastrophe.
Right.
Using my lunar orb.
Yeah.
This time I want to use energies from the different constellations, the different stars and constellations, and the astrologies that come up with,
Sure.
with those. And with that astrology comes the magical lore.
All right, so you're using your lunar orb for your power,
Yep.
using your magical lore for your quality.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll, and then you're in the red zone, so you have a D10, so go ahead and roll
Yep.
those 3 dice. And you're going to boost yourself. Actually, you're going to boost somebody using your max die here. But it is boost yourself, so that should have been typed in there. All right. You're going to boost yourself with your max die, which is a 10. And are you using your team Stella Nova?
Yes.
So we'll just put that over here. But anyway, so you have a +3 on your next. This is persistent. And then you attack using your mid die, which is a 9, plus this bonus, which makes it a 12. And you have that +3. And this is the. You said you're using the astrology here on this. You have astrology +3.
Nice.
And you are attacking for a 12 against the one that's near you, or the two that are far away.
The one that's near me.
The one that's near you. It vaporizes. It does not exist. It never existed, perhaps. And there is no trace of any Grimloids at this end of the hall.
There's so many opportunities for catchphrases with that astrology thing that you've got going on there. Like, I foresee travel in your future.
All right. Who do you want to pass it to?
You
can pass it to any of your friends.
Yeah, go.
But who's your best friend?
The one that I connect.
I can sugar sway this one, right?
Sure.
Okay. So it says sugar sway is select a minion. That minion is now entirely under your control and acts at the start of your turn. If you're incapacitated, you lose control of this minion. You may also choose to release control of the minion at any time. At the end of the scene, this minion is defeated.
Yep.
I want to take one of those minions and use it to attack the other minion.
You can't do that because it says it acts at the start of your turn.
Okay.
Right.
So now it's just under my control.
Right. So you reach out and you grab one of those minions, and it like looks over at you, and you're like, nah, you, and it goes, me.
But it's not just a.
Okay.
It is a. Okay, so you know how at the beginning of my video where there's all those hearts and things floating around me?
Yeah.
It's one of those. I surround it. Like a nice little sugary cocoon, like cotton candy.
Yeah, delicious.
And then, it gets all hearts in its eyes, exactly.
So there's one of these minions that instead of the purple energy in its eyes, it has little pink hearts for eyes. And it's like,
Exactly. Yeah.
How long is that good for?
It's
until this whole scene.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It would have been better to do it earlier, but I have to get into the red to do it, so.
All right.
Oh, that's handy, though. You get a pet.
Just let me know. I can like start punching at the
Yeah,
beginning
punch,
of the scene.
Can you?
Straight in the face.
Are you able to do that? That's not in your loadout.
You could punch me though. Starblight.
You have to decide who's punching who.
Next time,
Next time I
Starblight.
have to attack one of my teammates.
Punch you
which
straight in the
tends to
face.
happen.
All right, so you've taken your turn. You may pass it to either of these two. The Grimlord that is left of the scene cannot be passed to. It is already gone.
Go ahead, Craig.
If you wanna give it to me first, I'm gonna hinder it
Yeah, go ahead.
so that I can heal some.
Yeah.
So then it'll set out for your attack.
Starblight, go wild.
So I'm actually. I just watched as this thing stumbled from my hand and turned to ash as her light.
Yeah.
And I feel like drained.
Right.
Because the thing exploded on me.
It was bad.
Yeah, my cape is in tatters.
Oh, your poor cape.
So I stumble down the hall and lean on the doorway.
Yeah.
And look around and I see the one left.
Yep.
Down the hall.
There's the one that's down the hall that that is still attacking Dynamo.
And I'm like, thought they had me perfect, and suck energy out of that one.
All right.
So that is a hinder using Starblight and my living weapon. And I'm in the red zone, so that's a D8.
Yep. And your mid is your hinder, and your min is how much you recover health for that?
Yeah, okay, so I only get 2 health off of that, but can I apply this to either, or?
Yeah, you apply it to your effect
Okay.
die. So whichever.
Okay,
And
so
both those.
I'll heal for 4, and then my mid is 6 is what I hinder for.
All right, so it's
Yeah.
got a.
Did he do it to that
He's not hindering your Grimoire.
No,
Yeah, not mine.
It's
The bad
hindering
one.
this one, so it's
Yeah.
got it has a minus 2 to the next thing it does.
Yeah.
Your Grimoird's still fine.
Don't worry.
All right, Adam, you may pass it to Dynamo.
I'm passing to Dynamo.
Thank you.
Yes.
I never would have expected it.
Teamwork.
It makes the dream work. All right. I am gonna run up to this remaining thing.
Yeah, do it.
Here, and I'm gonna. You see all of this anti-magic energy bunches up into my fist.
Yeah, I love
and
it.
I'm using my charged punch. Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to attack using my strength, which is a d6, and my close combat this time for sure.
For generations.
And I'm going to ignore any penalties any defend actions, and no, it can't be affected by reactions.
All right. Sounds good. Make an
And
attack.
I've got my +4 bonus on this as well.
Yep. So your mid is
A
a
3.
A 3, so you have a +7 to attack it.
Yep.
And even if it rolls an 8, it has a -2 hindrance on it right now.
Yeah.
Which is good because it rolled a 2.
Yeah.
And
Does
it
it explode?
explodes.
Yeah.
So you punch it with you have all that anti-magic energy around your fist. As you punch it, the anti-magic energy seems to like erase it. So your fist never even, you feel like you just swift through the air. There's nothing
Nice.
that you touch because the anti-magic energy erases it in front of your fist.
That's great. I
And the-
love it.
He's dead.
All right, there you go. No grinning Grimloid Gus with a smiley face and hearts in the trash pile. I'm glad you put a lot of time and effort into that thing.
He just like freezes like Lot's wife, but of glitter.
Looks at you with like hearts in his eyes and said, "I don't feel so good."
All right.
I also touched my mic. I'm sorry, Sugar.
That's okay. We all do it. Mostly me. All right, so you've defeated all the Grimloids. You get 3 XP. Wait, no, this isn't that kind of game. What do you want to do? There's Grimloids.
Oh yeah. Where's the amulet?
You dropped it at the bottom of the stairs and never brought it with you.
Oh, okay.
You said, I dropped the amulet, and then nobody
You
ever took it
did
with them.
actually
Can
drop
you?
that.
Can I just like teleport down, grab it, teleport back? I mean, I could just like telekinesis a long ribbon down.
Just
to
go grab the
it.
amulet. Yeah, you
Oh,
grab
okay.
the amulet. You've
Okay,
got the amulet
I got
now.
it. Okay.
All these things are gonna respawn.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna touch it and be like,
Yep.
done? This is good. Feels better.
No,
No?
this place is still really terribly corrupted. The
Well-
Grimloids were not the source of the corruption. They were a symptom of the
You
corruption.
know, I was hopeful. Let's go into the Great Hall.
Well,
This is not
okay,
a
so
hall.
there's the big door, and then there's a hallway down the other way.
So there's a hallway that just kind of stretches off and eventually turns right, and then there's the big double doors that he saw, which
Yeah,
is
we
where
wanna-
the 3
we
Grimloids
wanna do the double
It's a
doors?
big great
The
hall.
double doors. So the hallway off to the side was a minor twist.
No, I mean, it still exists. The minor twist was the 3 Grimloids that attacked
Sure.
out of the room.
Well, one of them was running away trying to get help.
Yeah, I think that we should go through the double doors, personally.
All
Yeah.
right, well,
Like, it. Just gonna say, it fits your personality to want
yeah.
to do that as
yeah,
well.
let's- can we kick the door open? If we just open it, it doesn't fit my personality. We need to kick
Oh, the
it.
doors are like,
Sure.
One of the doors is broken and on the ground, and the other one's hanging sideways from its hinges. Do you want to kick that one?
yeah.
Yeah.
You can kick
It
the
falls
one
to the
that's on
ground.
Yeah, all right.
The doors are all destroyed.
I feel badass as a free action.
You broke the doors.
Yeah.
Good job. Or just one of them. The other one was already
Yeah.
broken.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
of
gonna
the
think
door.
that I broke that.
All right. So you're in this giant great hall. And like I mentioned, there was some big windows cut out of the side of the wall that look up into the stars. And you can see just like the cosmos unfolding up above you. Although there is this like purple sheen of energy between you and there that seems to rise as you look out the windows. Additionally, you're in this room. It's this big, like giant, almost like a banquet hall with this large oval table dominating most of the space there, and then these big stone chairs all the way around the table. And Craig, your sensors are screaming. There are 3 distinct pockets of chronal energy in this room.
Okay.
One up by the windows, one by the, like there's an observation area up by the windows, one at the table,
Okay.
one at the head of the table, and one right next to you, like a little bit to the side, at the doors that you guys walked through.
Okay. Is
But so like before, you just felt like there was like a mess of temporal energy. Now you're feeling like these are very specific like points, like very specific nodes of energy that you're able to distinguish there.
so? Is this something that I could gain information on with like an overcome action?
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
You definitely could. For sure.
Well, then I'm going to use my principle of the time traveler.
Yes, definitely, of course.
To do this. So I'm going to use my I'm going to use the knowledge that I have from building a time machine
Yep, that happened once.
to like establish what's going on with this time travel energy.
Sure.
So I'm going to use my lightning calculator.
Okay.
Use this.
You get a +1 for time shenanigans from Arn and off.
Oh, great! I love time shenanigans.
All right, I'm not even writing you a card because you're using
Yeah,
it now.
I'm getting ready
So-
to use it.
All right, so you're using your
My lightning calculator.
sure.
And technology,
You're losing technology,
and I'm in the red, so my d6.
right? And you have a +1 to your affected die.
I have
From-
a +1, and I'm going to be using my max, and everybody's going to get a hero point.
Everybody mark off a hero point. I believe you're at four now.
Four.
Yeah.
It's the farthest we've ever gone.
Yeah.
So that's a 7.
A 7.
Can we get 5?
I think we can.
A 7 is a success with a minor twist.
Yeah.
It is the very top. If Arnonoff had given you a +2
Yeah.
instead of a +1.
That's okay.
No.
So, like, it makes sense since I'm using my Principle of Time Traveler
Right.
to take my Principle of the Time Traveler minor twist here,
Sure.
which is what detail of this era did I not previously know about?
Everything.
Did you know about?
So the thing you're doing is that you're walking around the room and you're like, okay, pointing all my sensors here. You're not like magical energy. You're like, I'm using my sensors, I'm using my machines, I'm using my technology. I know how these things work. I'm going to try to figure out what's going on here and here. This is a time traveling suit, not really, but like I use a time travel machine and it's using some of the same principles to make the suit go. So you're in tune with that stuff. And as you're doing so, as you get closer, so you're like walking over to inspect the various different points. And as you get closer to the one you're walking rather from the one that's by the door towards the one by the windows, you pass by Violent Heart.
Okay.
And Violet Heart is holding the amulet that's the amulet, the one amulet
Right.
that I could possibly be talking about right now.
No, not the other amulet?
Not the other amulet,
Okay.
not some weird amulet.
These collections of amulets?
No, you don't have. You only have canonically. You have one amulet. No, I'm erasing all your
My
amulets.
friend's an amulet dealer.
That's my side gig.
You're taking 2 damage for every amulet you're holding.
Oh, well, that's gonna be bad.
Yep. So you walk by, and as you're walking by, you feel a twinge from your sensors that this amulet is specifically attracted to these things, and that if you were able to interface with this amulet, it could tell you a lot more about these chronal energies. These chronal anomalies that are happening are strictly tied to this amulet.
Okay.
You want to talk to him?
It will damage your suit to interface this amulet with your systems, is the minor twist.
Touch it.
Yeah.
Touch it.
Like you can pick up this amulet, it's one everything, but you have to be like, okay, I want to plug you into my chronal readers.
You should
like
build
it's
this thing into your suit.
I'm just gonna do that. Like
Yeah.
I open up a hatch
Yeah.
and like do some modifications
Yep.
and like plug the mini USB port.
right. So you can like slot this amulet into your suit, but you're gonna have to take out some capacitors to do so.
Okay.
Your power suit power will be a D8 until you take it back out and put
Okay.
the capacitors back in. So it's reducing your power suit by 1 die size.
Okay. Okay.
All right, cool. So you do this, and as you do so, the amulet now is speaking to you, and you're the one that can hear the amulet. Nobody else can.
Yeah.
Although, if you wanted to, I'm sure you could come up with some way to put the amulet like
yeah.
to
I
your
mean,
speakers.
It's in my dock. It's in the dock.
Yeah.
Like I could just open up and turn on the speakers.
You
the
could.
Bluetooth speakers.
You could.
No,
You don't have Bluetooth.
I'm not gonna do that right now.
that's fine.
I'm not gonna do that right now.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
So the amulet, the amulet is like the amulet says to you, "Oh yes, the Sir Sir Nerienda was the last of the knights to be here in this castle, and these like the amulet feels really strong. Like these are some of the memories. These chronal pockets here line up with some of the memories that I have in my banks of information about Sir Nerienda. That these are 3 specific times that something pivotal happened to her here that resulted in the corruption of this castle. The corruption of this castle is like a result of these 3 specific moments in the history of the Knights of the Order Cosmic. And that using the chronal pockets here that are here in this room, and essentially inputting my information, the amulet's information, into those chronal pockets, the 4 of you would be able to travel to those events and witness those events and perhaps interact with them in a way that could make a difference.
I'm all about doing this. This is very exciting. So what you're saying is like we can do a controlled time jump using this energy.
Essentially, you're not even going to, you yourself will not travel in time. Your consciousness will, much like I brought you here via your consciousness and then tethered your physical bodies afterwards.
Well, what is yourself?
And you will be able to observe, and you will not be observable, but it would take great force of will for you to interact, for you to influence what's happening. It's not to say that it can't happen, but it would be very difficult to do so. But that might be what's necessary to save the order.
There's one thing we got in spades. It's will.
Oh, yeah.
And amulets, turns out.
Give me a moment to think about this.
Of course. Your moment is up. What were your thoughts?
Are you gonna ponder it with the rest of the
Are you
group?
gonna
Or
tell
we're
us?
not hearing this technically.
Yeah.
You're just hearing. You only hear. I'm gonna whisper to Craig from now.
Yeah. So I like absent-mindedly tell you all of this stuff. Like I'm kind of like, obviously I'm telling you what I heard.
Still very
just
like much concerned
casually.
with it though. Like
No. I'm not. Like I'm telling you this almost like reflexively, but what I'm actually doing is like basically cranking up all of my sensors and focusing them on this chronal energy. If we're going to do this, like I'm taking every ounce of data I possibly can. Sure. Because this is exactly like, I'm still like, I like y'all, I'd still rather go home. And this is time travel stuff we're talking about.
Right.
Yeah. So like I'll tell you what you need to know, but like my mind's not in it. My mind is on how can I use this to get back home.
Well, I'm like, so what are we waiting for?
yeah.
Why are we still here? Do I just touch this?
Hold on.
Yeah. Do we just like hold hands again? What?
The amulet turns out is like just straight into shipping, and the amulet's like, you guys have to hold hands as much as possible. On the back of the things, it doesn't really do anything, but please hold hands
If you
more.
want to time travel, you have to kiss.
So
Is it working?
it's working.
Oh boy, this amulet.
So inappropriate.
So as soon as I have all of my sensors calibrated and
Right.
everything for
Yeah.
this, I'm fine with saying, okay, let's do this.
All right.
Yeah.
So, which of the three locations do you go to? The windows, which is the one where you're right by already, or do you go back to the table, or do you go back to the door? Like,
We'll just do the one that I'm closest to. That
Excellent.
makes the most sense.
excellent.
But I can do a video.
So you all feel your minds as the amulet says, all right, I'll see what I can do. That plane of white stretches out over all of you, and then you feel your minds sucked forward into some place, and you come back into yourselves in this same hall that you're in, and it's immediately recognizable as the same great hall that you're standing in, except there's none of the purple sheen over everything. There's none of the like silvery lines of energy. Instead, it's all golden with like red banners here and there, and it's this like this glowing tower. But and as you look around, the room begins to shake. Not like in a orderly or an earthquakey way, but like from an impact. There's 3 knights here, 3 knights, and you know, these are 3 knights of the Order Cosmic, and they stand staring out through the windows into space. And there's a reptilian knight that says, "The attack is upon us. We have no recourse." And then there's an insectoid knight that says, "Our forces are overrun. There are none left to take up the sword." And then there's this one tall knight that's standing between the two, and he has 2 sets of arms, 4 arms. And that knight's is kind of looking down and says, "This is the darkest hour of the Knights Cosmic." And then the castle crumbles around them, and you feel the whole world crumbling around you and is destroyed. And then you come back back in modern day.
Okay.
Well, I don't really feel like there was much we could have done there.
And when you come back in, the amulet is like, that was one of the last moments of Sir Narienda. She was the first one to speak, and she did manage to escape this castle, but
The lizard?
I'm not talking to you. You can't hear me.
Yeah, you can hear.
Sorry.
But she was the reptilian one. That's one of the last moments of Sir Narienda. Would you like me to play it again? Would you like to visit that moment again?
Did we get what we needed from that, or do we need to go back?
So
We know the attack was from an outside force.
Can we?
Did it feel like we could move around, or did it feel like we were viewing?
It felt like you were viewing, but from a specific point, from the point where the 4 of you are standing. When the castle reemerged around you, when you exited that white plane and entered in the castle, you were in the same place that you're standing now, and none of you like it all happened so fast. Like there was explosions, then each of the three of them said one thing, and then the castle seemed like the rubble fell from the ceiling.
Find out if we can slow that down.
And then the other thing is that now that you're back, you're like you look down at your feet and you see, oh, like there's rubble here on the ground in the same places that it fell from that. The whole room wasn't collapsed or destroyed, but like you're looking at the room, you're like, yeah, this is the aftermath of several hundred years post this thing happening.
Yeah.
So if we move to different locations, can we see it from a different angle?
Let's.
Presumably, you want to do it again?
We could try.
Yeah.
Let's try that.
See if you can slow it down or freeze it also.
We'll see what. I mean, everybody could possibly try that since we're all going, but like I doubt that's possible.
Well, it's plugged into you. That's why I said.
Yeah, like.
Well,
He
the
might-
interface is
Right.
but like
It's not a this is not a memory you're reliving. It is a memory you're reliving, but you're actually going back into the past. You are
It's
you are
not like a
traveling.
recording.
You are traveling
Okay.
time. So you go back into there and it says, inside the great hall where you stand, 3 knights stand staring out in his face through the windows. A reptilian knight says, the attack is upon us. We have no
Look out the
recourse.
windows.
You look out the windows.
Yeah.
What do you see?
What do I? What
You see throughout the windows. There's no the purple sheen is gone, and outside you see some laser dragons, like
Okay.
multiple laser dragons flying around outside,
Okay.
and you see some like bombardments of purple energy coming from somewhere, but that's all you can really tell
we
from
move?
there. You can walk around, and Insectoid Knight says, "Our forces are overrun. There are none left to take up the sword."
I'm gonna move to get closer, like be able to see what's actually like.
There's
hitting.
no angle from which you can see
Okay.
what it is that's launching the bombardments of purple energy, but you do see like a number, 5, 6 plus laser dragons flying around, circling overhead, and some of them are belching purple gouts of energy as they do.
How many people are in this room total?
There are 3 knights in total, and the third
And
one, a
that's it.
tall knight with 4 arms, says, "This is the darkest hour of the night's
There's
cosmic."
none like off to the sides or anything.
Nope. And then rocks begin to fall from the ceiling.
Okay.
Can I take a step back and see like if it's like it's just coming directly down onto them only, right?
You know, it's the whole like parts of the ceiling. When you can remember back from your time that this room is somewhat wrecked. I mean, it's very wrecked, and that you're looking at the wrecking happening. Any of the other wreckage in this room seems like it's not from the Grimloids. It's from this event that destroyed this castle. This castle is still a ruin, but it's ruins now, and this is the event that made it ruins, and it's been sitting mostly dormant since then.
Okay.
Well, we could go get more information.
Yeah, let's check
go to
all
the
these
other
out.
ones.
Will we be able to revisit this if we go do something?
You're merely, the amulet says, you're looking at a pocket of time that there is no reason to think that this pocket of time would change.
Okay.
Okay, so let's look at the other ones. We know
Yeah.
that there's some laser dragons in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah, it
know
doesn't
what
seem
we
like it
can
would
do
be
to-
enough to like destroy them. Like they maybe didn't die, maybe they just left. Because like it's not
It
the
said that
room
cer-
isn't so wrecked that like we can't stand here, right? So
All right, yeah, let's look
Yeah.
at the next one.
Yeah, let's go over by the doors.
The doors, by the one of the doors. Okay. As your mind goes white and goes back in, it says this is one of my earliest recorded. This is one of the earliest recorded events that I have of Sir Narienda. So you. Okay, great. So you go into a field of white, and then you end up back here in this same hall, but you're here by the doors.
Okay.
A reptilian-looking knight in burnished gold armor, wearing a series of sensor screens around her face, steps in the door to the great hall. You know that this is Sir Narienda, the previous owner of this amulet. She approaches a tall, broad knight whose thick brown and black striped fur overwhelms even the armor he's wearing. As he stands guard in the front of the hall you stand in now. Narienda says, Sir Parnarak, is Sir Arton still in council with the 2 opposing peoples? The thick-furred knight turns to look at the reptilian knight. Yes, Sir Narienda. He seeks to resolve the conflict between the Drogons and the Corsivers without bloodshed. Narienda says, Of course. I'd merely hoped to alert him to an imminent alignment of planets. It's so far beyond rare as to be seemingly impossible. She gets visibly agitated, stepping from foot to foot as she continues. The celestial bodies in the Corrigadrak system should not be able to align so, and the resulting cosmic energy could, theoretically, result in the creation of something far more powerful than we've ever witnessed. Really, the planar alignment of the Doranon cosmobands is only a hypothetical possibility, and we've not seen a... Sir Parnak reaches out with a massive furred hand and, not unkindly, stops Narienda's pacing and talking. Dear friend, you know that none of the other knights can follow where you when you start getting technical. I'm not certain that bothering Sir Arton at this point is worth it. You're monitoring what's going on. That's enough, right? Narienda says, Yes, sorry, I'm sure you're right. Tell Sir Arton... Well, never mind, tell him nothing. And the reptilian knight turns and walks off, clearly concerned but unsure of herself. And then you're back in your modern time.
is that right? Or not Stella Nova being born?
And really, it might be.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would know that. like I don't know that Starblight would know that.
The amulet, once you return,
'Cause I don't
and
know
you're
how
all
much you've
like,
told me about
the amulet
being
says to
one.
you,
You would know.
would you
right?
like to
Where-
return to that time again?
I wouldn't know.
Wouldn't you? Because like you would know which planets were aligning.
Yes, but I don't know how exactly I was created. Like I know that I was born out of the stars, but I don't know what catastrophe, like I don't know what that catastrophe was.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, let's look at the third one and then we'll
Yeah,
see about
possibly come back.
Yeah.
There was a lot of words being said in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can return to these whenever you wish.
Yeah.
Let's go check out the other one.
So you step up to the table,
Yeah.
the oval table with all the stone seats around it, and you reach out into it, and the amulet lets you pull into that time, and you all go to that plane of white, and then you're back in the room. The room looks good. It's all gold and everything again. An impressive knight with 2 sets of arms sits at the head of an oval table in the middle of the great hall. His top 2 arms are crossed across his chest, while the bottom 2 arms gesture while he speaks to the table full of knights assembled for him, including Sir Nerienda and many more from the hall of the hollow tapestries. You know somehow that this is Sir Arton. Sir Arton says, "We have sent stalwart knights to hold back the forces of Stella Nova, and they have time and time again fallen at the hands of the dread sorceress. The Order must overcome this threat if we're to continue to defend the galaxy. Sir Vortigern, what can you tell me of the military might of these dark forces?" An insectoid knight unfurls its spindly limbs and begins speaking in a clipped, cheery voice. "My liege, we have defeated waves of the Stella Nova's grimloids. They're not terribly dangerous, though be aware they can sacrifice themselves to unleash the dark cosmic energy within themselves. Still, any knight cosmic could handle a score of grimloids without any difficulty. What worries me is her new beasts, the laser dragons." Worried mumbling erupts around the table. Sir Vortigern waits patiently for it to die down. "I am now certain that they're no longer mere rumor. We've seen them ourselves. Sir Parnarok sent word of one, though we have not heard from him since. We must be on alert, for I know nothing of the capabilities of these sorry. We must be on alert, for I know nothing of the capabilities of these laser dragons, nor of Stella Nova herself." The knights around the table shake their heads with worry, and bleak looks pass from night to night. You all end up back in modern day looking at the table again.
Okay. So chronologically,
Yeah.
it seems like the incident where they crumble is the last one.
Right. It goes door,
It-
table,
Yeah.
windows. The only thing that I can think of offhand to try and change about this is that she decides to not tell Sir Arton in the first one.
Yeah.
We can try and go change that. I don't know how much good that would do. Did you get any other thoughts from that?
I think you're right. I think that that's the only moment where somebody was convinced to not act or something like that, where we could clearly see action being taken
Yeah.
Right.
or not taken.
Yeah. No, I think that is
So I mean, let's try and go back to that one by the door and just exert our will.
Yeah. Do you think it's it's like group thought? Is that basically what this is, where we have to like connectively think that?
Maybe those looking at me
Maggie looks at Paul like, "Paul, give me some clues."
Giving a
Maggie goes to me,
clue.
"Christopher, give me some clues." "That is not my job. I'm going to read this scene that
Sorry.
is unchangeable in time over and over and over again until you change
Look
it."
at each other and smirk.
Okay. Whatever. I'm just wondering if we should probably have
Yeah,
a cohesive
like,
idea of what we want
what
to
we
have
wanna
happen.
do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just
What is it that you
So
want to do?
we-
I know the outcome you said you want, but how are you going to go about doing that?
tell them, like, just
I want her to warn the knights about the anomaly. I want her to warn the.
Yeah, I want her to be
Just
like, don't
melee.
shush me. I
Right.
need to talk to him.
we could just like, if we can exert our will in such a way to like put 2 words in her mind, just tell them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that can.
yeah.
You go back,
Let's try,
What do
let's
you
try
right to the
that.
door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You good with
Do
that?
we
Ryan?
want to?
Yeah.
Do we want to like joint overcome, or like should we all do
Oh.
it?
You
to try
needn't.
and- Okay.
If you are going to focus your
We
will
have
on
a
this,
specific. Yeah.
yeah, right.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you return in time. A reptilian-looking knight in burnished gold armor, wearing a set of sensor screens around her face, steps to the door of the Great Hall. You know this is Sir Nerienda, the previous owner of this amulet. She approaches a tall, broad knight whose thick brown and black stripe fur overwhelms the armor he's wearing, stands in guard in the front of the hall. Nerienda says, "Sir Parnarok, is Sir Arton still in council with the 2 opposing people?" The thick-furred knight turns to look at the reptilian knight. "Yes, Sir Nerienda. He seeks to resolve the conflict between the Drogons and the Corsovers without bloodshed." Nerienda begins babbling a bunch of technobabble about how this sort of thing happens and what's going on. Sir Parnarok reaches out with a hand and says, "Your friend, You know that none of the other knights can follow you when you start getting technical.
And this is
I'm not certain that bothering Sir Arton at this point is worth it.
Tell them
You're monitoring what's going on. That's enough, right? And she
tell
says,
them.
no.
no. She says, no.
Yeah,
No, that's not enough. He must know of this.
yeah.
The Knights of the Order Cosmic must respond to this and must be aware. Sir Parnarak says, your counsel is always appreciated. I will make sure that he speaks to you immediately.
Let's go look at the next one.
And you're back in modern day.
Yeah, has anything changed?
How's the
back
room
here?
look?
Yes, the room is different. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. There's spikes everywhere. You're
Oh,
standing on spikes. There's lava falling from the ceiling.
Oh, it's so much worse.
Lava.
So the room now. Looking around the room, there was the windows up in the ceiling, sort of going out, and then there was the oval table, and those are like the notable important things in the room. Now there's a series of monitors, like computer
wizards.
monitors, but built of stone around the thing. And there's screens that seem to be just like a mirrored glass across. And in multiple places in the room. And there are several of them, the glass is broken, some of the monitors are fallen off on the ground, but there's these new monitors and series of like control banks in the walls that were not there before. When you come back in the room, you're like, whoa, those were not there before. And they were definitely not in the memory in the past, and they were not in either of the scenes that you've seen so far.
So
but
it's
they
been
are there now
destroyed,
modernly.
though.
Yes.
Okay.
But there's clearly some sort of modern monitoring technology that has now been built into this room that wasn't built in this room
So let's
ever.
check scene 2 now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
Table.
prudent.
You return back in time and you arrive in the room. There's a plane of white. You're back into the room. It's gold and everything's nice. These monitors are now on the wall. An impressive knight with 2 sets of arms sits at the head of the table in the middle of the great hall. You're aware that this is Sir Arton. He says, we know of where the forces of Stella Nova will strike, but time and time again our knights have fallen at the hands of the dread sorceress. But we're not without hope. Sir Vortigern, what can you tell me of the military might of these dark forces? An insectoid knight unfurls his spindly limbs and begins speaking in a clipped, sturdy voice. My liege, we've defeated waves of Stella Nova's Grimloids. As we all know, other than their death nova, they're not terribly dangerous. What worries me is the new beast, the laser dragons. Worried mumbling erupts around the table. Sir Vortigern waits patiently for it to die down. Yes, I'm certain now that the laser dragons are no mere rumor, but we have seen them ourselves. Sir Parnarak sent word of one that we've not heard from him since. The reptilian knight that you recall from before, Sir Narienda says, if I may, Sir Arton, I believe that I have learned something of the origins of these laser dragons. Sir Arton encourages her to continue with the nod. She says, though I fear it is not good news, we have lost contact with any of our knights who faced Stella Nova herself. I'm sad to report these knights are lost to the galaxy. Stella Nova destroys them, takes their order amulet, and corrupts it in order to draw on the energy within to give life to her laser dragons. Shocked outrage is expressed around the table. A few sobs of mourning are heard as well. Sir Archon speaks up. Remember, knights, strength, prowess, courage. Once we know more of these dragons and their terrible master, we'll be able to arm ourselves against them and prevent the coming storm. And you're back to modern day.
So sounds like they should just get rid of all their amulets. Mostly kidding.
But they're not knights without the amulet.
When you come back to modern day, the amulet says, I both remember and do not remember it happening that way.
Elaborate? What?
It did not used to have happened that way, and yet I have clear memory of it having happened that way.
Okay.
Ah,
Do you want to
Yeah,
check the
memories.
third
We
one?
could go back and check the
the third?
third one by
Yeah.
the window.
Yeah, let's do it.
See if that
All right.
one's changed
Yeah.
at all.
You return to the one by the
I
window.
don't
We
see
know how
what
it
we can-
ends.
I don't see what we can change with that.
Right.
Well, it might have changed from the first changing, right?
Yeah.
Because this one already did.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The notable thing that happened in this scene that might have caught some spark in any of your minds is, in fact, you have a voice inside your head that kind of scoffs
Yeah.
when Sir Vortigern, the insectoid knight, says, we know nothing of these laser dragons nor their capabilities. The voice inside your head goes,
Oh?
inside this great hall, so you go back to the windows and you look at the, inside the great hall where you stand, 2 knights look at sensor screens while Sir Arton paces behind them. Sir Narienda says, the attack is upon us. Grimloids, laser dragons, and greater power source than I've ever seen. Sir Arton says, courage, Narienda. We knew this day was coming. Sir Vortigern says, I fear our forces will not be enough, Sir Arton. We cannot pierce the holes of these laser dragons. Sir Arton says, well, then all is lost. So fall the knights cosmic, and rubble falls from the sky.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So we need in the second one that if we can find some way to share what we know of the laser dragon that we faced,
Yeah.
What do we?
Hold on, wake up.
Yeah.
Hey.
What exactly do we think we know about the laser dragon that we faced?
Do you know about this thing?
You could not stop it.
Well, yeah, I couldn't, but you seem to think it's funny that I couldn't stop it.
It's the same.
I know, okay, all right.
You're going to get a lot of it's the same side of him.
Right, yeah. I'm trying to think of what to ask.
So in the table scene,
Consulting you.
in the
what
table scene,
Yeah.
and like you got to in the table scene, the thing that he said that was really notable is that they've never faced a laser dragon, they've never seen a laser dragon in person, they have no idea what a laser dragon is like or what it does. They only know that we've received reports from our knights that go out in the field and like see one, oh shoot, and then die, but they have no information whatsoever about a laser dragon other than there is a thing called a laser dragon. It murders stuff.
So we could just pass on
Like
Let's say what it does.
what it looks like.
Yeah.
our images maybe of what a laser dragon is.
I mean, you're
Maybe
there.
we could also like communicate the sigils that bound it.
Oh yeah,
If we
right.
could,
That's how.
Like
I mean, that doesn't get rid of them, but that helps with something.
it's easier to get rid of something if it's tied up.
Yeah. So it sounds like we need to like communicate the memory of the laser dragons.
Well, the fight that you had with the laser
dragon.
The
Yeah.
fight that we had.
All the
Okay,
information.
so we
Push that.
like form our really focus on the fight and try to.
Yeah, and
Push
that
through.
project our memory of that fight.
All right.
Do we want to try and give that to Nerienda, or do we want to try to go straight to our
I think
time?
Nerienda's our contact.
It seems
because
like
this
that's
was
whose
Nerienda's
amulet we
amulet.
have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's try
Let's do it.
let's try and transfer her our memory of
Yeah,
the fight.
we'll send it.
All right,
All right.
we're going back into number 2 and trying to give her this.
Sir Arton sits at the head of the table, two of his arms folded and two of his arms gesturing. We know where the forces of Stella Nova will strike, but time and time again our knights have fallen at the hands of the dread sorceress. But we're not without hope. Sir Vortigern, what can you tell me of the military might of these dark forces? Sir Vortigern begins talking about the military might. Nerienda says, if I may, Sir Arton, I believe I've learned something of the origins of these laser dragons.
I'm like, what are you doing?
She says the stuff that she said before about she fears it's not good news, and Stella Nova defeats knights, takes their order amulets, and corrupts them in order to draw on the dark energy. But as the shocked outrage goes around the table and she waits for the voices to quiet, she kind of looks up and off into the side and kind of thinks for a moment, and then she comes back and she goes, though if they are based on the power of our amulets, that means that a reverse energy must also be able to undo them. There must be something there. The laser dragons, we can surely gain more information on them, and we can defeat them using the knowledge we do have. We would just have to build a device that was strong enough to take them on. Sir Arton says, remember knights, strength, prowess, courage. We know more of these dragons and their terrible master. We will be able to arm ourselves against them and prevent the coming storm.
All right, so come back. What's changed now?
Okay, cool. So now, so the room has like the sensors and the screens that were before, but additionally there are a couple of tunnels up at the top of the room. So the head of the room had the windows. The sides of the room had all the monitors and the screens and the sensors and stuff there. There's the table in the middle of the room, and then at the back of the room there's the doors you came in. Now up at the front of the room where the windows are, just beneath the windows and off to the side, there's a few like chutes that are like person size, a little bit bigger than a human person size chute that is a hole that goes down into the ground that looks almost like one of those bank chutes that you put the tube in. It goes up and down, but it goes down into the ground. And so there's a series of those on either side of the room. That's all there is. It's just some holes in the wall. That's the only thing that's different.
Let's go back.
I want to look through this.
I was going to say, let's go.
It's a tube that seems to go down and like a slide that goes down and curves off
And it's
into.
human size.
And it's bigger than human size. It looks like a person who's real big and much taller than an average human and has 4 arms could easily fit in one of those.
The purple like energy is still.
Purple energy everywhere.
Okay.
Purple energy everywhere. Lots of purple energy.
All right, well let's look. Yeah, let's go back to 3.
Yeah.
Back to 3.
Yeah.
I was saying before we started, I've never ever written out text before to read. Like I always just do it off the top of my head, like I write like comments out, but I wrote word for word what I want to say because I'm like, they might go to this scene like 17 times and I need to be able to like.
You definitely had to do that.
really smart.
I have to do it exactly the same way, so that you notice what the differences are. Inside the great hall where you stand, 2 knights look at the sensor screens while Sir Arton paces behind them. Sir Nerienda says, the attack is upon us, Grimloids, laser dragons, and a greater power source than I've ever seen. Sir Arton says, courage, Nerienda, we knew this day was coming. Sir Vortigern says, our knights have taken to their chargers, Sir Anton. You must go join them now, the fight is upon us. Sir Arton says, indeed, we have both lance and swords to even the odds. He turns and strides to the room, and as he does so, he reaches his hand out and a glowing golden sword appears in his hand, seemingly formed out of the air itself. You recognize the sword Starblight as he raises it aloft and then steps into one of those tubes and disappears.
I thought that might happen.
Well, that's interesting.
You come back to modern day,
Yeah.
and the castle around you is different.
Oh.
The castle is a golden, glowing structure. You come back into modern day, and instead of it being, oh yeah, you come back from the gold glowing room to rubble, it takes you a couple seconds to realize there isn't rubble around you. You're in the golden castle.
Yeah.
The castle is preserved. It's in the form that it was in your memories. The sensors around you, the screens are on. The sensors are working.
Okay.
There's no purple energy anywhere in this castle.
Nice.
Oh.
I mean, like, job well done.
Yeah, we fixed it. Good
Can-
job.
Can you tell me just what I know about time right now? Because there's a thing that I just know.
Yeah, right. No, so time, because of the way that you four exerted yourself and gave them information that they shouldn't have had otherwise, and pushed them in certain directions, time changed, and it was not enough to save any of the people, or rather any of the knights that are here. Like they're still not here. Something else has happened, but the arc of history of what happens to this castle is different now.
All right, time to explore.
All right.
Delicious data.
The amulet inside your armor says to you that the order still fell. The order fell to hubris rather than to outside power.
Oh. I mean, that's not my problem.
All right. Well, I want to know what's going on.
What? What are you talking about?
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to
Everybody
talk
looks
to
at you
my
and you're like,
sword.
well, yeah.
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 I'd be like, so what the hell is he doing with you?
Have we ever heard you, at least have the two of us ever heard you refer to your sword or whatever
yeah.
by name?
So, to myself by name.
So
Like,
there's nothing in the memory that reminds you. When I said you recognize that as the sword Starblight, you don't hear the name in your head or anything. You
Right.
just recognize that as the same, the same sword that Starblight is carrying.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So you want to fill me in on some stuff?
The sword Starblight has been wielded by many in history.
Oh, okay. How many? And do they usually die?
Well, many is 4.
Oh, okay.
You counted among them.
Oh, so not that many.
4 is a lot.
Is it? All right.
If there were 4 laser dragons here, would you think that was very few?
No, I guess not. Point taken.
Similar, the power of the sword Starblight.
Okay, so he was a guy that had it before. Was he the first one?
He was the first to pick up the sword.
The first to pick it up. So where was it before he picked it up?
It's being kicked around.
You don't get an answer for that.
Oh, conspicuously silent, I see now. Now you're not so talkative.
It's never been so talkative.
Yeah. This guy. All right.
Time to go exploring.
Well, while you're having this conversation, there is data for me to be gaining here, and I have begun to do so.
I'm like pacing and yelling at myself.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
that's-
Yeah. Does anybody poke any of these computer screens? All the computer, all the like sensor stuff seems to be active. There's stuff on the screens. There's various things flashing on the screens, including one screen that's showing a laser dragon that is attacking a planet.
I'm looking at
It says
monitors
live
right
in the
now.
bottom right corner.
I have not touched any of
Not
these.
kidding.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
play with the computer monitor.
I am not, because like I have touched a computer like 3 or 4 times, and it has never worked the way that I expected it to, and they make me very uncomfortable. So I'm just gonna look at monitors.
I'm gonna look at the monitor, the live one.
The live one with the laser dragon on it?
Okay.
Sure
I see they're
enough.
looking at the monitors. I'm like, okay,
There is
to
a-
be continued.
There is a large monitor on the side of the wall, and it says alert at the top of the monitor. It came to life shortly after you guys came back out of this, and there's a laser dragon that is flying around a planet, breathing gouts of purple energy at it, and swooping down towards the surface of it. It seems far bigger than the last laser dragon you guys saw. The last laser dragon you saw was like, okay, it's hanging out on the planet surface. It's huge, but it's not big enough that like if there was a planet here, it would be flying around and this big visible. And whereas like if this planet's this size, the laser dragon is about the size of my pinky finger, which is to say, large enough that it doesn't really work to be on the surface of the planet.
Is there anything notable about the planet?
It is a planet that you've never seen before.
Okay.
But it is.
I didn't know if it was like, oh, this is Saturn, or
No, it's not a planet in the solar system.
okay.
Or like Pluto, because Pluto's really small. So
Right.
then I would care less.
Not even a planet, just a planetoid.
Yeah.
So,
And like really, then-
Saturn.
okay, so the monitor that's flashing live and alert and showing this laser dragon attack, a monitor just below it pops to life. It was just a black screen. It pops to life with a message that says "Deploy Lance of the Order?" ? And there's a glowing button.
I'm gonna hit it.
On the, you hit the glowing button.
Maybe we should've- okay.
A monitor off to your right comes to life, and it shows a shot of.
Some guy named Lance.
It's holding its oh my god.
Some guy named Lance.
Ah!
I forgot that.
Yeah, it shows a shot of the cave, and it says report to the cave.
Let's go to the cave.
Oh, okay. Let's go from Voltron.
Yeah, Voltron.
And
I wore the wrong shirt.
as you're going, the amulet. You're all heading to the cave, I guess.
Yeah,
Like,
I
sure.
guess so.
As you're heading to the cave, the amulet says, "Wait, don't you want to get your chargers first? Wait, you don't know anything about these. The chargers didn't exist before
I want to.
5 minutes ago.
What,
You can't hear it.
What are chargers?
Yeah, let us know, please.
Like for a phone? He says it out loud, right? And I can't hear.
Why do you need to
what are
charge your
chargers?
phone?
Why do you need to charge your phone? I'm just really silly right now. Priorities.
And the voice says, "You should probably go into those tubes at the front of the hall." And we're going to pause there. We're
Okay.
going to go ahead and say that's the end of
Okay.
a very long issue 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm way excited for tubes.
All right. Yeah. Tubes. The whole thing's made out of
The
tubes.
internet.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. How many hero points did we end up with? I think 4.
Four.
That's great.
Yeah.
Somebody was slacking.
Yeah.
All
I
of
did
us,
one.
Actually. So
I did one. Actually, everyone did one.
Everyone did one. That's why you have 4.
Yeah. I didn't
One of us
use.
was supposed to do 2. I didn't know that.
We stopped fighting at a
listen.
certain point, and we just started doing like
This is all
Random.
weird technology. I have nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish I could have crushed that head.
In a minute, I want to
I've
get some
tried
questions
so
from the
hard.
chat, if there are any questions in the chat.
Yeah.
But while we do that, how are you guys doing? How did you enjoy your time anomalies?
I'm
like
much
time
healthier
anomalies.
at the end of this session than I have been at the end of
I
either
am,
of the previous
I am
two, so-
not.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm actually doing really good.
I have.
We'll see how we can fix that.
3 hit
See, all,
points.
all
you
you
don't
need
need
to
to
do
I'm
is
at
suck the
9,
life energies
so-
out of use your magic space sword to suck the life energies out of Grimoire.
I
your
might be able to
Grimoires.
make one of
I
those if
might.
you give me some time.
So your magic space sword, how's that going for you? Is that going well?
It seems to be of great import, so that's interesting.
Nah.
Does anybody have any concerns about anyone or anything?
I
in
have
this?
think that
concerns about Stella Nova.
I think Stella Nova's sister is like.
I am. What was her name? Stella Nim.
Stella Tenumbre.
There we
Tenumbre.
go. One person is
Stella
listening. You guys
Tenumbre.
can write things
took
down when I
notes,
say.
and I
Did you write them in English? You
And then
ripped them
I
up. You ripped your notes up. Are they not useful next week?
Yes.
Surely not. Not that they're torn up.
I'll go take notes after this. I'll bring my notebook in next time.
That's
I take
that's
notebooks
if
everywhere.
She
and I-
has a sister and isn't actually Stella Tenebrae
I don't think she's
Yeah.
Stella Tenimbre.
could be.
I think Stella Tenumbre is
Like-
getting split into Stella Nova.
We
and
could be looking at
Like,
Tenumbre.
you're the good
Dark
part,
Dragon
yeah.
situation.
Tenumbre
I
is
wonder
our
what happened.
Tenumbre Nova is going to be our big bad.
Oh.
Christopher's like, oh no, I gotta change the face.
I trust my magic gal friends.
Well, I'm also
good with
wondering
this.
if my sword is why the order fell.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
That
yeah.
was the
Yeah,
like,
it
that's-
fell because of hummus.
yes.
Yeah.
And as we all know,
Right.
that sword is great for hummus scooping.
I feel like this issue
I just crushed some peppers up with it.
Okay, now I feel like this issue it had a little bit of something for everybody. It had some time stuff.
Very
It
informative.
had some
as
magic
well.
stuff.
Yeah.
Adam's sword is now more suspect than before.
Yeah.
Ray, we're not real sure.
Stella Nova?
Yeah, how you doing there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite confused about herself.
On the stream they want to know how you like, this is the first like ongoing campaign of a tabletop RPG you've ever done, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
I thought
wondering,
you were
like,
looking at me.
How you're feeling about that.
Yours
How you like it.
I like it.
How's this going?
It's overwhelming at times, but it's fun. It's definitely fun. Challenging, but it's fun.
Excellent. Excellent. Do we have questions from the chat? Questions for me? Questions for any of these fantastic people, like the one that was just asked? No?
No?
No questions?
No questions at all.
That's pretty good.
That's all right. We're doing a pretty good job of like expressing our thoughts as we go on now.
Yeah. I'm curious as to what you guys
They want to know
want
how
to do next.
persistent bonuses work.
Sir.
And like, because you created a persistent bonus that lasted like a scene, etc. How does that work? That kind of thing.
I mean, it says on here I can create a bonus that's persistent, and I just basically get to keep that until
Until the end of the scene. At the end of the scene, it goes away. They
something
don't last.
can destroy it too, right?
Something can destroy it.
It's
Anytime you have a bonus, something can make it can do a hindrance against that bonus.
Right.
To specifically, so like
But they
you
have to specifically target that. to
right,
do it.
or you and have it wrap into it. So like if you have a +3 bonus, if somebody hinders that bonus by 2, now you have a +1 persistent bonus.
It's like how I hindered
Right.
one of those
Right.
Grimlids,
and it bonused itself to get out.
Yeah.
And if it had only gotten a +1, it wouldn't be out fully, but it would have an easier time the next time. So
Yeah.
They also want to know what Starblight superhero superlative is, like the sinister Starblight, the
Oh.
sneaky Starblight.
the speculative
do I
Starblight.
have?
We're not really sure he exists.
Yeah, I'm not sure yet. Let me think on that. Let me think on that.
It's good homework.
Because
They were speculating quite a lot.
well, because
in
the
that
thing
chat.
is that he doesn't have a solo book yet,
Nope.
so or maybe at all. So
Maybe.
and
we'll see what happens.
Usually the superlatives come at in their book title. So
So you might not know till the end of this arc.
yeah, I might not know
Like,
until.
do you go on to have a solo
Right.
book or not?
Yeah.
Will I still even be called Starblight at the end
That's
of
true.
it? Who knows?
Yeah, if
it
you
seems
lose
like
the sword, are you no longer Starblight?
I don't know.
Greg.
I don't know.
Just Greg.
Which wasn't even his name before. It's very strange. Yeah.
The superhero.
Yeah,
name.
I'm excited that we get to
Change
play
my name.
next week because taking a week off
Oh,
between
that
the
was
last
rough.
time this one because this one's such a like
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
A big
high
one?
action
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah,
I
there
would
was
have
no
been
time
mad.
in between these.
I don't blame you. I blame Tom Bassel.
Thank you. For those of you who don't know, I was at Dice Tower Con. That's why we couldn't play last week.
It was worth it. It was worth
was,
it.
yeah, it was
And
good.
Paul and I got to do some good, taking a look at everything that's happened and making some story changes going forward based on now we know your personalities of your characters. We didn't know when we originally started crafting this tale. So
Yeah, it really helps because it was an arc that we'd planned earlier, but like
it's better now.
it's better now.
It's better now.
It's great because there's constant
Oh man,
updates. Are
today's session was a good example of ways
Yeah.
that it is better now.
yeah.
So
Is that a new back issue then?
yeah. You have
Visitors.
visitors number 3.
Yep.
What books were you all in before this?
This is their first appearances. This is they have their first appearance
Yeah,
book.
yeah.
so-
What was? People are wondering that. Like,
Okay.
My first appearance was Cosmic Tales Fringes. So like my idea for that was that it was a limited series that was telling stories about disparate weird things. And
It's a Cosmic Tales thing that isn't Dispiration weird.
Right.
It's specifically like this stuff is so on the edge that it's not really important to get a full story.
it was kind
It's
of
an
like
anthology
a,
book.
It was kind of like a soft pilot book of like 6 different things, and I was in one of those.
and there's like, hey, does anybody interested in any of these stories?
Right.
And then okay, sure, we'll do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was in the electrifying Dynamo, my first collected trade.
So you've had at least an ongoing or a limited series.
Yeah.
To this point.
My first volume is fully charged.
Nice.
Nice.
The Vengeful Violet Heart.
So you also had so the two of you had your own books. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were wondering.
Hold on. There's one
Right.
more.
Oh yeah.
There's more.
Okay. Yeah.
Interstellar Serenity.
Interstellar Serenity. And is that a
Oh
book
my God.
about your character or just about space stuff in general?
About my
Like-
character.
Okay, cool. So Adam, you're the only one that doesn't warn your own book.
Only one, yeah.
Well,
I'm like envisioning.
Well, I
what
mean,
we're
you
doing
weren't
right
super
now.
popular.
Right.
Well,
It's true.
We'll talk about
It's
it
true.
later.
they
you
had
will
to put me on a team book.
You
Right.
will be.
Yeah.
After this one, you'll
Right.
probably get your own.
They were like, this is the one idea from this that was kind of okay, but we'll put him on a team book and see how his dynamic works there.
And then they're
I will
like, kill
try
off the
that.
sword, rename
Yeah.
him Greg. We'll be good.
Nobody likes Sam. It's Greg Roberts now.
that happens.
Now people want to know if you're going to do a letters page episode about these characters.
No, we talked about that on the letters page recently, either on
Yeah.
this most recent episode or maybe the one before that we would do, at some point we would do, ideally in August, where it'll be up in the voting if people want to submit it, that we would maybe do an extra-sode that is like a, hey, now that it's August and we've finished this thing, let's talk about how that went.
Yeah.
So that's an extra-sode topic that people on our Patreon for the letters page can vote on and support, but it's not up to us what people
and that
decide.
wouldn't be till after we're done with this campaign, though. Also.
Right, but that would we would record and release that in August at the earliest.
Right.
So
A question that I have gotten just kind of randomly at a couple conventions is: are these characters Sentinel Comics canon?
that is yet to be seen.
Okay.
Would be part of the topic of the letters page episode.
Okay.
Like every character that you make in Sentinel Comics, the role-playing game, is canon to some part of Sentinel Comics.
Sure,
But whether or
sure.
not this stuff lines up, there will be, in my opinion, there will be parts of this that could be Sentinel Comics canon, and there'll be parts of it that like probably aren't.
Okay.
And we'll delve into that.
I don't feel like right now that we've done anything that interferes with canon.
Right. No,
So,
that's not the
like,
concern. Yeah.
And
Right.
it is disparate enough that like it could fit potentially. So
Yep.
that's something we'll figure out later.
We'll burn that bridge as we cross it.
Yeah.
Other questions? All right.
Not that I see, no.
Thank you so much for joining us. It was great being here again. We'll see you next week, again next Tuesday morning at 11 Central. Paul and I will be doing GM prep, and then at 1, these characters will once again get dropped into the single-digit hit points. And
What do we do?
I'm
like-
still in
And we're
single
just
digits.
like, because they're just like they're throwing up their fists.
You
so
need
we
to
don't-
keep
I feel like
ribbons.
I do. I'm gonna get us some ribbons before the next one.
Oh, that's good. You should get an orb. You should get an
but
orb.
got, like,
I will have an order.
oh my
Oh.
god, we need to get you the what are those called?
No one knows.
Orbs.
See you next time.
I'm gonna get one for you. I know what it is. I'll figure this out.